Welcome to Bob Wren Stadium on the campus of Ohio University, where two storied baseball programs take the field. Tonight, it's the Chillicothe Cavaliers.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Pete Wilson along with Dan Morrow, and we are at Bob Wren Stadium on the campus of Ohio University, where the Jackson Ironmen are about to take on the Chillicothe Cavaliers in a Division IV district semifinal game here at Ohio University. The winner of this game will go on and play in the district finals tomorrow against the winner of the second game this afternoon between the Logan Elm Braves and the Athens Bulldogs, or between the Circleville Tigers and the Athens Bulldogs. So,
Pete, it's been a weekend or a whole spring of lack of sunshine, and we get it again today. Boy, it's an overcast day. It has rained throughout. People are saying, how are they going to play baseball? The field can't be ready. Well, here at Bob Wren Stadium, they have turf in the infield. The dirt looks pretty good. It's starting to show a few spots where the rain's coming down, but the outfield is true grass, but actually the field is in pretty remarkable shape, as much rain as we've had today.
right, well, we did talk with the coaches before the game. Of course, both teams have already warmed up, and the field does look good, even in the outfield where it's a grass outfield, not turf. It's said that the footing is pretty good. The grass is clipped pretty short. So as far as the forecast is concerned, honestly, it's not very favorable. Right now, it's a very light rain. It's not going to keep anybody from playing baseball. But the forecast really all the way through the evening into the early morning hours calls for some rain. Not storms. That is important. They'll play in a little bit of rain. They won't play in a thunderstorm.
No, that's right. But I think right now, the way it looks, they'll play through this kind of weather. So hopefully, the worst was supposed to be maybe around 2 o'clock. Then the percent of rain goes down a little bit. So if we can get through that next half hour, I think we'll be fine. Boy, we got Jackson contingent of fans here, and they are bundled up. Pete, it's the end of May. It's not supposed to be this chilly.
No, it's only in the high 50s. Not really a lot of wind or anything, but a very dank day for sure, and it's probably going to pretty much stay this way, and the truth is we could get a little bit more rain or harder rain than what we're experiencing right now. Not too bad at all. Some umbrellas out. There's a little bit of cover here for some of the fans. Of course, we're fortunately in the press box here at Bob Wren Stadium. This is the Stockroom 601 pregame show, and the Ironmen come into this game, Dan, with a 24-1 record, a storybook season. We haven't established this. We always say if. We qualify what we say on these records. But it very well could be the most wins a Jackson baseball team has ever had in a season. We know that Jackson team has never started a season with 19 straight wins like this team did.
Oh, it's been a phenomenal season, a historic season for Jackson baseball. And you're right, we're pretty sure 24-1 is the best record in the history of Jackson baseball. This is the opening game of the tournament. So Ironmen have the ability to win a game or two more, and chalk on, and hopefully maybe more than that to keep this season going. But 19 in a row to start the year, 24-1, been a very, very special season. And and still the number one goal of your Ironman team is to go undefeated within your league, going 10-0 in the Frontier Athletic Conference for the second year in a row. And according to us, and we're sure of this, that it's 22 straight league wins in a row for Jackson in the regular season. Now, the unique thing once again today, as it has been in years past, we are facing a Frontier Athletic Conference foe, but it's a foe we have defeated twice this year by pretty comfortable scores. But you know what it's like to have to try to win that third contest against the team.
Right. Chillicothe actually comes into this game with a 9-16 record, pretty decent in the Frontier Athletic Conference, which, of course, we know have some good teams. And Chillicothe, we talked about this during the regular season when we had a telecast. Their schedule, they play up a little bit. Not only do they have a tough FAC schedule for 10 games, but their non-league games are against some of the larger schools. They play some of the teams in the Columbus area. So a little bit of a deceiving 9-16 record. Chillicothe got here by defeating Warren Local in what amounted to a sectional championship game, and they did it on the road. They defeated Warren Local 10-5. And in that game, Chillicothe scored 6 runs in the first inning and made them stand up to be able to get here today. They did play Saturday, by the way, as the Cavaliers wanted to get in another game without being off for a week, or almost a week, and they did lose to Frankfort Adena, a Ross County foe, in that game.
Yeah, they defeated Warren, as we said, in the first game of the tournament to get the opportunity to play the number 1 seed Jackson Ironmen. And Warren, how many times did we try to play Warren this year, Pete Wilson? I think 3 times the game got weathered out one way or the other. But they did defeat Warren with a score. They scored 10 runs. Pretty impressive. You know, we actually had shut them out in the 2 contests we faced them this year, 8-0 and 14-0. But if you look down their scores, they have some impressive games. I just don't think they played real well against us. But they were 5-5 in a pretty tough baseball league in the Frontier Athletic Conference. So they are very capable, and obviously anything can happen tournament time.
All right. Well, I want to make some I want to correct a couple things that I said wrong right out of the chute, so I apologize for that. I'm kind of getting mixed up because I'm thinking about our softball team, which just came out of the tournament. This is for the baseball team, Division III. Our girls were Division IV in softball. This is a Division III tournament for Jackson. And also, the second game is between Circleville and Athens, not Logan Elm. It was Logan Elm on the softball side. They also have similar colors and are from the same county, but still my mistake. I do apologize for that. Once again, the winner of this game will play the winner of the second game, scheduled for 4:30 right here at the same stadium between Circleville and Athens. We didn't play Circleville during the regular season. They were scheduled. The game never happened. Our only loss, I guess, which is significant, was to the Athens Bulldogs on our own field, 7-3 late in the season.
Yes, it was. And that was a tough one. The Ironmen got, similar to Chillicothe getting ahead of Warren, we got down big in that game to start with and couldn't quite pull our way out of it.
All right, we're about ready to hear the national anthem. The teams have been introduced. We will take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the start of this district semifinal game.
Home. It's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Jackson County Banking Center wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. Jackson County Banking Center, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Monroe's Frame and Collision. Our work says it all. For the best in repair. See the people who care. We make it easy to do, 'cause we care about you. Go with Monroe, we'll get you on the road. We make it oh so easy. Monroe's Frame and Collision. Our work says it all.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement that we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Ohio Valley Bank. Community first. Member FDIC.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, we're back here at Bob Wren Stadium, named after the legendary coach who led the Ohio University baseball team into the NCAA tournaments for a number of years back around the early 1970s. And the Ironmen have taken the field. They're ready to go. The teams have been introduced. We just heard the national anthem, and the Jackson defensive alignment, very familiar. Gavin Jones, the reigning two-time FAC Player of the Year, will be out there pitching, as you might guess. Noah Ernst is his battery mate at catcher. Defensively, Jensen Green is at first base, Tucker Williams at second, Ryan Simons at shortstop, Easton McGraw at third. In the outfield, in left field is Bodie Wolford, center field Nolan Johnson, and in right field is Eli Ray.
Pete Wilson, if you'd have told me the weather is as good as it is right now throughout most of the day, I'd be shocked. There is still rain coming down, so we can see puddles right in front of us, and there is some moisture out there, but actually much better weather than I anticipated probably about 2 or 3 hours ago.
Right. I asked Jackson assistant coach Morgan Williams, who kind of handles the pitching, about the effect on the pitching. Of course, it's comfortable, that's for sure, as long as they are able to keep the balls dry, and they'll try to do that and keep that in line. If the footing is good on the mound, and he says it is, it shouldn't make much of a difference at all. So Gavin Jones has completed his warm-ups, and the first Chillicothe batter is coming to bat. It will be the second baseman, Mason Brown. Brown was the young man who pitched against the Ironmen in their 8-0 defeat there at Howler Field earlier in the season. Now, Gavin Jones pitched that game. He pitched a 2-hit shutout, striking out 10. So this will be the Cavaliers' second look at him.
In that game, I think it was Jackson Oyer had both the hits for Chillicothe. But like I said, they have scored some runs this year. They just didn't do it against Jackson in the first two matchups.
First pitch is across the inside corner and called strike one. Major league dimensions here at this field. 340 down the lines, 380 to the power alleys, 405 to dead center. That pitch is low and outside for ball one. Dan, I think what that means is you hit a gapper, we might see some triples today.
Absolutely. You're not going to see many of them go over the walls here, at this field, unless it's a total crunch. But that's okay. We kind of know the dimensions. And the nice thing is Jackson has played. Ooh, nice.
And Mason Brown smacks one by a diving Easton McGraw down there at third, and Bodie Wolford gets the ball in. A good start for Chillicothe as Mason Brown whacks a single, a hard bouncer by the third baseman, and they've got their first man on. And this will bring up Jackson Oyer, the first baseman. He bats left-handed, and as Dan said, he has the distinction of being the only Chillicothe player to get a hit against Gavin Jones in that first game. He had 2 hits.
And what I was going to say, Pete, is a lot of our kids have played on this field. They've got some experience at it, and they've played multiple games. But Jackson's still trying to get out of that district after the last couple years.
Ball is hit in the air in foul territory. Easton McGraw is on his horse, but I believe that just gets out of play there. Lot of room in foul territory, especially on the infield side and behind the plate.
Behind the plate, boy, if a ball gets past the catcher, which we got one of the very, very best there, you're going to be able to advance pretty easily at least one base.
Mason Brown getting a pretty good lead over there at first base after his leadoff single. There's the pitch just off the plate outside for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to Jackson Oyer, batting left-handed. We'll see if the Cavaliers put the bunt down or anything. So far, no sign of that. Easton McGraw is on the edge of the grass down there at third base. Jensen Green holding the runner on at first. Good hole there for the left-handed hitter on the side, and he does bunt in front of the plate, but it goes foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
First 3 hitters for Chillicothe, Pete, are seniors. They have 5 seniors in their lineup, as do the Ironmen in their starting lineup.
Second baseman Williams, shortstop Simon squeezed just a little bit towards second base, ready to take a throw, or even better, a double play grounder. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's see if Oyer is trying to bunt again on the 1-1 pitch. Jones from the stretch. There's the pitch. And he does bunt, and it's a beauty right in front of the plate. Gavin's going to get it, and there's going to be no throw. That ball just died down there.
It kind of got stuck in the dirt before you get to the AstroTurf infield, Pete Wilson. It just died right there, and by the time Gavin got to it, there was no opportunity.
Right, it would have been an awkward throw for either one, and who's going to pick it up, Noah Ernst or Gavin Jones? That was another question there, and the Cavaliers, who are underdogs in this game, have got the first 2 men on base here in the top half of the first inning. Noah Ernst comes over, has a quick word with Gavin Jones. Vincent Holler will come to the bat, and strangely enough, Dan, he spells it just like the famous Howlers in Jackson, but they pronounce it Holler.
Yeah, we'll have to get that right. When you look at it, we sure want to say Howler, don't we?
Well, let's see if they're bunting here with the number 3 hitter, with 2 runners on and nobody out here in the top of the first. Jones looks back at the runner at second. There's the pitch. Off-speed curveball in there for strike 1. That was on the corner.
Got Jensen Green was charging from the first base position. Easton McGraw has to stay back with the runner on second. Can't charge too aggressively.
Looked like a nice pitch, but must have been just a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jones starting to holler off with a couple of off-speed pitches.
We're a little farther away than normal, so we probably aren't going to have as good a thoughts on whether they're balls or strikes. The umpires have a much better view.
Pitch is a little low or outside again. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good thing this umpire is pretty direct when he calls a strike call, so it does help us out a little bit.
Holler steps out, steps back in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cavaliers trying to break through with scoring here in the first inning. Jones fakes a throw back to second base, stepped off the rubber, but did not throw. Simon's trying to keep the lead runner Brown close at second base. Here's your 2-1 pitch, and that ball is fouled out of play to the left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jones wears number 11 on his back after the last home game. Big time for him. He did his formal signing to play baseball next season at Shawnee State University in nearby Portsmouth.
To cap off that day, it was a win, and he also had a 2-run mammoth home run over left center field.
The 2-2 pitch is a little high and outside, so the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big pitch coming up here early in this game.
It's breezy out there, Pete, but the wind's kind of swirling. Looked like it was going out to right field. Now it's going the other direction. The flag going in different directions so far. Going to be hard to read that.
Here's the payoff pitch, and Jones starts to kick and then steps away, looks back at that runner at second base. He wasn't really too far off base. We're ready to go with the 3-2 pitch again, and he just fouls that pitch back to the screen. Looked like a good one. Count remains full. Holler stays alive here. Cavaliers with a hard single down the left field line, and then a bunt single on what was, I'm sure, attempted to be a sacrifice bunt, turned into a hit. There's the 3-2 pitch. Called. Oh, no, it's called ball 4. Didn't miss by much. And the bases are loaded here in the first inning.
Obviously not the start we were hoping for. Now the cleanup hitter, Truett McClone, coming up. He's the right fielder. He's the first underclassman to hit in the lineup. The first 3 seniors are all standing on each of the bases.
All right, 3 on and nobody out. Big chance for Chillicothe here in the top half of the first inning. No place to put Truett McClone, and he is the cleanup hitter. And he squares the bunt but takes the bat back, and it cost him strike 1. So this would be something, Dan, a bunt with the cleanup hitter?
Well, and that was interesting. I don't know if he's just making Gavin throw a strike there also, possibly.
Probably just to maybe distract him.
Easton McGraw charging from third base. We would love a force out at home on the bunt attempt.
And Jones steps off again. He's having to think and pitch a lot here in this very first inning. With so far, nobody has been retired. Here's your 0-1 pitch. Nice pitch. Looked good from here. Strike 2 call. So Jones fortuitously gets ahead of McClone in this situation with the bases loaded and nobody out. McClone not likely to bunt now with 0-2. Long look back at second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Made him look bad on an off-speed pitch that was a little outside maybe, but McClone had to protect the plate, and he struck out. Big first out, Dan.
That's a big strikeout. Now Coach Williams is going to take the walk out and just talk things over with Gavin a little bit.
And James Wrinkle, who is coming to bat now, the left fielder for the Cavaliers, is going to go down to talk to the head coach, who is also the third base coach for Chile.
A lot of coaching going on. See, Coach McGraw kind of steps out. He gave some direction there, and I think it was to the right fielder and the first baseman, Jensen Green.
Right. You know, you've heard about coaches calling pitches for the pitcher. Coach McGraw likes to maneuver the defensive positioning from the dugout. Looks like the Ironmen are going to play back at regular depth here since there is 1 out. And the outfielders are at regular depth and straightaway as well. And Wrinkle is another left-handed hitter coming up.
We have seen Simets and Williams turn a double play multiple times this season. What an opportune that would be right now.
Swing and a miss, fooled him there with a change speeds on it and had Wrinkle out in front. No balls and 1 strike.
2 hits and a walk have put Chillicothe with the bases loaded here in the top of the first.
Pitch is high and away for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. But always puts a lot of stress on the pitcher when base runners are on. You got to pay attention to them as well as trying to get the batter. 1-1 pitch coming. Off the plate and low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Three of the 5 hitters that Jones has faced have been from the left side. Jones, of course, a right-hander. 2-1 pitch, and he throws over to third base. But once again, the lead runner not very far off base.
You do not want to balk in this situation.
Well, Jones has stepped off or feinted throws a number of times, and they've all
think we've seen Gavin
all been legal.
Pick off multiple runners off second
Our men have been
base
good.
this
Our men pitchers
season.
been good on pickoffs. Wrinkle steps out this time.
But you would hate to throw backwards away from the plate with a runner on third.
2-1 pitch coming to Wrinkle. Called strike 2 on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Jones having to work hard here in inning number 1, trying to keep the Cavaliers on 0. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner.
Boy,
And Jones bounces back with 2 strikeouts after the bases were loaded with nobody out.
this is what Gavin Jones has shown us he can do in his career. Bases loaded, nobody out. He has a swinging strike and now a called strike and an opportunity now, if he can get Trent Wade out, to get out of this pickle.
Yeah, it's going to be up to Trent Wade now if the Cavaliers are going to waste this outstanding opportunity to score in the first inning after loading the bases with nobody out. Trent Wade is a right-hander. That pitch is low and away, and Ernst, nice stop out there. Got his body in front of it. As we said, a lot of real estate behind the catcher here. If the ball gets by you, the runner on third might be able to walk in.
Noah Ernst, who's played multiple games here before and hopefully a lot of games coming in the future.
Fastball right down the heart of the plate. Dan, it seems like to me, just watching here, I know we're looking through, we're a little bit of a distance away. Jones has thrown a lot of off-speed pitches in this first inning. That was a fastball. 1-1 pitch. Another good fastball, overhand fastball, strike 2 call.
That's just catching the paint on the outside of the plate to the right-hander, Wade.
Well, now he's got Wade in the hole, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wade will have to protect the plate. Here comes Jones. Just a little low. Across the plate, but low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 outs and 3 on.
Jones to the stretch. 2-2 pitch coming. Ooh, just off the plate. Ball 3. Count goes full.
Now a little pressure on Gavin. You definitely do not want to walk this batter. You got to come over the plate. He is the 6th hitter in the lineup.
Full count pitch. Jones steps off.
Water's starting to gather on some of the infield, Pete. Not puddles, but just getting darker, which means there's a lot more moisture on some of the dirt.
3-2 pitch is hit. That's going to fall in front of Johnson. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run. Both of them are going to score. Over to third goes Holler, and a big 2-run single on a line drive single to right center field by Trent Wade. So Wade comes through after the Cavaliers had got 2 outs after the bases were loaded, and the Cavaliers draw first blood with a 2-run single by Wade. Go over to third, running on the play with 2 outs was Vincent Holler.
Good piece of hitting by Wade. Stayed with the pitch, was able to hit it almost right up the middle of the field over the head of Tucker Williams at second base and drives in 2 runs.
Caden Aftica comes up. He is the center fielder. Cavaliers not necessarily done yet. They've got runners on the corners. Still one more out to go. And that pitch is hit deep to right field. Right fielder's coming over. Eli Ray in foul territory. Can't quite get there. I believe the ball bounced out of play, actually. Ray gave it a good run over there. It looked like he may have a chance to get there.
We actually know Eli Ray is very fast. He just had a lot of ground to cover and couldn't quite get there.
Aftica, another left-handed hitter, the 4th one here in the Cavalier lineup. Cavaliers jump out to a 2-0 lead. 3 base hits in the inning and a walk sandwiched in there. Pitch to Aftica coming. That's outside with the fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. See if the Cavaliers try to run Wade here with a runner at third. Wouldn't be surprised if they do. He's getting a good lead over there. And a double move by Jones, but the Cavaliers have none of it. They stayed close to their bases. And that pitch is fouled out of play, this time to the left side. No balls and 2 strikes. So Jones up in front of Aftica here, trying to get this 3rd and final out of the inning. The Cavaliers have struck early for 2 runs here on the 2-run single by the number 7 hitter in the lineup, or the number 6 hitter in the lineup, Trent Wade. Pitch to Aftica is high, a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch coming. A little high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A left-handed hitter. There's the 2-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it, fouled it back to the screen. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. A leadoff single, a line drive by Brown by the third baseman, a bunt single on what might have been a sacrifice attempt, another single, a walk, and then a 2-run single with 2 outs. And there's strike 3 as Ernst is able to put the tag on Aftica. So 3 strikeouts in the inning for Jones, but unfortunately 2 runs for the Cavaliers in the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no Jackson errors. There were 2 runners left on base. At the end of the first half inning of play, it's the Chillicothe Cavaliers 2, the Jackson Ironmen coming to bat. You're listening and watching Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
We go to the bottom half of the first inning, and for the Ironmen, a familiar batting order. Leading off at first base is Jensen Green. Ryan Simetz is in the 2-hole at shortstop. Nolan Johnson bats third in center field. Gavin Jones, the pitcher, is in his familiar cleanup spot. Noah Ernst batting fifth. He's the catcher. Tucker Williams at second base, bats sixth. Bodie Wolford in right field, bats seventh. In left field, batting eighth at third base is Easton McGraw, and batting ninth in right field is Eli Ray.
Jensen Green comes up, Pete Wilson, with a very hot bat. It was the Ironmen in their last regular season game against Eastern Meigs. He was 3 for 3, walked in his 4th appearance. Let's hope he continues that. When he played Chillicothe, the game we broadcast, he walked twice in that game as a leadoff hitter and scored both times.
So the Cavaliers have taken the field. Vincent Holler has completed his warm-up pitches, and Jensen Green will step in. So the Ironmen try to get back these 2 runs and hopefully more.
Jensen, a true switch hitter, will be batting from the left side of the plate. He's had an outstanding season, and as Coach McGraw says, we're pretty sure he's played all 9 positions this year at one time or the other.
First pitch to Jensen Green is called strike as Haller throws one over the outside corner.
Rain still coming down.
Right,
Umbrellas up everywhere.
Right. Don't think it's raining really hard, but enough for the umbrellas to be out. Strike 2, swing and a miss. Haller jumps right out in front of Jackson's leadoff hitter, Jensen Green.
And it's chilly out there, folks. It's a challenging day for the fans.
Off-speed pitch took something off of it, and it's outside for ball 1. Jackson's brought some fans over here, as have Chillicothe. Of course, we have another game right after this one at 4:30, Circleville versus Athens. Just missed a little bit high, I guess. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cavalier outfield swung a little bit around right for the left-handed hitting Green. 2-2 pitch coming. And that is hit deep to right field. The right fielder, though, almost in his tracks, is positioned perfectly for that fly ball, and that is out number 1. Ryan Simons, the shortstop, coming up, number 8. Outfield kind of shifts for Chillicothe back towards left field for the right-handed hitting Simons. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1. In on the grass is the third baseman for the Cavaliers, expecting a possible bunt. Chillicothe coach knows Jackson likes to bunt. That pitch is called strike 1. That's Trent Wade, who had the 2-run single. He backs up now a little bit with 1 strike count. And that's a ground ball up the middle and by the diving second baseman into center field. So Ryan Simons, with 1 out, gets a ground ball single up the middle. Nolan Johnson, the center fielder, comes up. Nolan, of course, one of 3 valedictorians in this graduating class of 2025 that are starters on this team. Nolan was on the field at Alumni Stadium, not running the football, but giving a valedictory speech last Friday night. Did a great job. I heard it. All of the 3 did, Easton McGraw as well as Tucker Williams. Haller throws over to first. Simons getting the lead over there. Pitch, off-speed pitch is high, or fastball is high for ball 1 to Nolan Johnson.
Playing Nolan pretty deep to left field. Center field not quite as deep.
Pitch is outside, or did they call that a strike? They did. 1 ball and 1 strike. Simons with a 1-out single. Nolan Johnson bats. Chillicothe leading 2-0 here in the top half of the first inning. That pitch is inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Gavin Jones on deck for the Ironmen. Ironmen trying to recoup the 2 runs that Chillicothe scored in the first of their first at bat, and that pitch is swung late and fouled back at the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson's number 3 hitter. Whereas number 5 on his back, Nolan Johnson. Haller rubs the baseball on his pants. Looks in for the sign. 2-2 pitch. It's a quick throw over there. Simons just a couple steps off. Two pitch coming to Nolan Johnson. And that is hit in the air. It's going to be popped up in the infield. The first baseman is going to take it, and Simons has to rush to get back to first base. And Johnson is retired on a pop-up to the second out. Simons does get back to first safely.
Yeah, he wasn't far from being all the way down to second base, Pete, so he did hustle back and dove back to first base, not to get doubled up.
Right, the first baseman saying, come on, get down, ball, get down. But it was hit fairly high in the air, and Simons was able to hustle back safely to first base. Here's Gavin Jones, 2 outs here, still Simons at first base. Pitch is way outside for ball 1. No pitch to Jones is high. Nope, called strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's kind of hard to gauge him from up here, Pete.
Right. Well, when the
I would say it looks like a fairly big plate today, wouldn't you?
Sometimes. The 1-1 pitch.
Oh,
that's called
ouch.
strike 2. But both of those pitches looked a little high, maybe outside. But as long as the calling is consistent, that's usually what players, pitchers, and coaches expect.
And mainly coaches.
Yep. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gavin Jones. He's taken a couple strikes. Quick throw over there. Simon's really not getting a huge lead right now.
Probably not the fastest track out there, Pete, with all the water that's fallen.
That pitch is outside. Simons goes this time, and that ball gets through into center field. It bounced in center field, though, is backing it up, and Simons will get a stolen base. He does get to second base, puts himself in a better position here if Gavin can get a base hit. That pitch was called ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he actually had that one stolen easily. He slid in, but the throw was late getting there. It went out to center field, but they were backing it up nice enough. But runner in scoring position for our top RBI man of the year. Mr. Gavin Jones has been so consistent batting in that cleanup spot.
Haller looks in. Simons now at second base. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Kind of fooled him on an off-speed pitch. A big strikeout of Gavin Jones gets out of the inning for the Cavs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base at the end of the first inning of play. It's the Chillicothe Cavaliers 2, the Jackson Ironmen 0. This is Jackson Ironman Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Our family works hard so we can serve your family. That's the motto at Ramey's Used Cars, which is located 7 miles west of MacArthur on US Route 50 next to Ramey's Homes. Ramey's has been providing quality pre-owned vehicles since 1970, and Ramey's also has a high-quality parts department. Give Ramey's Automotive a call today at 596-4694, and don't forget to check out John's weekly specials. Just look for the signs and the vehicles in the front of the lot.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Top half of inning number 2, the Cavaliers come to bat for the second time. They did break through for 2 runs in the first inning. A bases-loaded 2-run single by Trent Wade after Gavin Jones had struck out 2 Cavaliers. So it really came down to what Mr. Wade would do or not do, and he did come through. And that's where we stand right now, 2-0. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Cavaliers. That's T.J. Barr, the catcher, Eshawn Brown, the shortstop, and then back to the top of the order, Mason Brown, the second baseman. Jones did have 3 strikeouts in that inning, but the Cavaliers also had 3 hits.
And a walk, and that resulted in 2 runs.
Right.
With the big RBI hit by Trent Wade.
Walk came on a 3-2 pitch that looked close, but still a walk. There's the pitch to Jones. Called ball outside.
There you are umpiring from about 250 feet away.
We call them as we see them. Ball 2. Called strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Batter looks back at the umpire. Two-one pitch to T.J. Barr. Bounces in there for ball 3. No, it must have been a foul. Okay. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I guess that got a piece of the bat and it bounced away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jones has come back to even the count. Just inside for ball 3. This is at least the 3rd full count that Gavin Jones has had in this game. A lot of full counts, a lot of pitches here in the early going. 3-2 pitch. And a excuse me swing that kind of had him tied up. It was inside, and it ends up being a foul ball towards the Chillicothe dugout. So we'll do the 3-2 pitch all over again.
The ball went to the Chillicothe dugout. His bat out of his hands, heads to the Jackson dugout, but he's back settled in the box.
3-2 pitch to Ishan Brown. His ball 4. Had a little bit of delay there on Ishan. Wasn't sure whether that was a strike or not, but umpire says ball 4. That is the 2nd walk by Jones in this game. And a leadoff batter has reached again for the Cavaliers. Or rather, I'm sorry, that was T.J. Barr. Now it's Ishan Brown, the shortstop. He is the number 9 hitter.
The only sophomore in the lineup for Chillicothe.
Plays shortstop. And he tries to bunt, and it just goes foul. Boy, that's a good break for the Ironman. Easton McGraw saw the bunt coming, charged, and it went by him, but then it bounced foul outside of that third base bag, or else we would have 2 runners on base right now on a second bunt single. So with 1 strike, let's see if Brown tries to do it again.
When you're facing Gavin, wouldn't be surprised to see another bunt attempt. Every run will be precious, even though they got 2 in the first.
Overhand fastball stays high. 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch. That is hit high in the air to the left fielder, Wolford. He is under it, and he's got it. So Brown gets around on it and hits a fairly deep fly ball, but still an easy put out for Wolford out there in left field.
Some stadiums, those would feel deep, Pete, but this one is so spacious.
Yeah,
Probably
Wolford
about 370 the length of to the fence from that part of the left center field.
Right. This is Major League dimensions plus. 405 rather to center. That pitch is called strike 1 to Mason Brown. He did lead off this game with a hard hit ground single inside of the third baseline.
The old Riverfront, Pete, was 330 down the lines. This one's 340.
Swing and a miss, strike 2 as Jones jumps ahead of Mason Brown. No balls and 2 strikes. Line drive off the glove of Simons. They're going to be able to still get the force out. The ball was hit over Simons' head. He's got his glove on it squarely. It popped out, but he alertly picked it up and was able to easily get the runner at second base. As of course, he had to hold up because Simons had a chance to catch that ball.
Boy, that was a big play by Ryan. Not that he didn't hold on to it, but he got his glove on it, allowing him to get the force out because that was a shot toward the gap.
No, that's definitely a single, if not more, because that ball was hit hard. So Simons was frankly in the right place there because, 2 or 3 feet either way, he's got a clean hit. Here is Jackson Oyer. He also singled. Remember, that was that bunt that died not too far from home plate. And there's a ground ball. Tucker Williams has got it on 1 hop, shovels it over to first, and Jackson out of the inning. So in the inning for the Cavaliers, no runs on no base hits. There was 1 runner left on base, no Jackson errors, At the end of an inning and a half, it remains the Chillicothe Cavaliers 2, the Jackson Ironmen 0. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball you're listening to on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
A healthy, confident smile starts here at Southern Ohio Smiles. Whether you need a routine cleaning, cosmetic dentistry, or advanced dental care, our expert team is here to make your experience comfortable and stress-free. We're committed to providing top-quality care for the whole family. Schedule your appointments today at southernohiosmiles.com. Southern Ohio Smiles, brightening smiles, one patient at a time. Visit us online or call today to book your appointment.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Vinton County National Bank wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. VCNB, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Well, we're back here at the bottom half of the second inning as the Ironmen trail the Cavaliers early 2-0. This will be Jackson's second turn at bat. We'll have Noah Ernst, the catcher, Tucker Williams, the second baseman, Bodie Wolford, the left fielder, and hopefully more. The umbrella is still up around the bleachers here in Bob Wren Stadium. We look out through windows that are a little cloudy. I don't think it's raining hard, but it's still raining, and the phone just said it's going to keep raining. So
it's a consistent rain coming down in the puddles that we can get a good look at there. Noah Ernst coming up, Pete Wilson, and what an opportunity. What a great thing that he's headed to Ohio University to continue his career as a baseball player. But I'm sure he'd sure like to play these two games today and tomorrow, and that means we got to win today to be in the district championship tomorrow.
And there is a deep fly to left center fielder. I think it's going to cut him. It's off the glove of the left fielder. No, Ernst is going to steam into second base. They throw in there. That went off the glove of the left fielder out there, but I'm going to say that's a double. What do you think, Dan?
He ran a long way, did get his glove to it, but that would have been a great catch because Noah smoked that one between the left fielder and the center fielder. That was left center field and hit it hard, so give him a double, Pete.
Right. When I was looking at it, I thought that it was the left fielder wasn't going to get there. He did. Probably he would say I should have that, but it would have been a tough play. They have, on the scoreboard, for what that's worth, they have put up a hit. So we are in agreement. Here's Tucker Williams now, the second baseman, and one of the three valedictorians. Again, can't say that too much. These young men deserve so much. Tucker puts down a beautiful bunt, but it's going to go foul, and Holler wisely picks the ball up right then so it would not go back fair.
Yeah, that would have been a bunt for a single, but they were smart enough to let it go foul.
And I
think that's Tucker bunting for a single.
Oh,
right
I have no doubt. Remember, Tucker is a valedictorian. He's a thinker. He doesn't want to give up an out right now. Wade is now in on the grass at third base. With one strike, let's see what Williams will do. The first baseman also charging as well. Boy, if Williams could turn around and slap it to the right side by the first baseman. And he looks like he was maybe looking to bunt that way, but the pitch is way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nobody out. Runner in scoring position. Opportunity here for Jackson. Find themselves down in the bottom of the second by a score of 2-0.
That was the second hit for the Ironmen. Simon scores a ground ball single back in the first. Nobody out here trying to get Ernst in for Jackson's first run, then hopefully more to come. One pitch to Tucker. He puts a bunt down. It's a beautiful bunt. Pitcher's got it. Throw down to first base. Did get him down there. A good play by the first baseman and the pitcher. It will go down as a sacrifice. Ernst goes over to third on the play. Took a good play on both ends there, Dan, to get Williams.
Absolutely. And that was still a bang-bang play at first base. Tucker wasn't far from beating that one out, but we do have a runner now on third base and only one out.
Does go down as a sacrifice, out 1-3. Here is Bodie Wooford, the left fielder. Pitch is outside for ball one. Chillicothe infield playing back. Slow grounder. It looks like they would concede the run. Pitch is outside again, ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Bodie is a junior. Played a lot as a sophomore and a starter as a junior. Pitches, that one does catch the outside edge for strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Been a great spring of baseball for Bodie. He's also been picking up some football scholarships, Pete. That has been pretty exciting news. Obviously not choosing anywhere yet.
And Wooford fouls out of play, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I believe I saw where he announced on Twitter a scholarship offer from Yale University. How cool is that?
That is really neat.
Ivy League school. So
Yes.
obviously Wooford has some academic credentials. They just don't take anybody at Yale. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that is up the middle.
Get through.
And the second baseman's got it. Throw over to first is high. Is he going to be safe? No, they say he came down in time. So Wooford gets robbed of a single on a good play by the second baseman and is out on a bang-bang play at first. But the run does come in, and we now have a 2-1 ball game, an RBI for Wooford.
That was hit hard up the middle. I don't know whether the pitcher slowed it up a little bit. I thought for a minute it might make it to center field, but regardless, the run scores, so the Ironmen get on the scoreboard.
Well, nobody on now. The Ironmen with a run in, and Easton McGraw hits it over the second baseman's head into center field, and it gets by the center fielder. The right fielder did a good job backing up the center fielder, and Easton McGraw will have to settle for a single.
First pitch hitting Easton McGraw. Honorable mention, all district this senior year for Easton, plus one of those 3 valedictorians.
Right, and I will say this. I'm a little biased, but I will say that Easton McGraw, Tucker Williams, and Nolan Johnson not only gave speeches at the high school graduation Friday night, but they were very good ones. They shared some very important thoughts. And there is a line drive. Or no, it's a hard bouncer that gets by the shortstop. Kind of a funny hop there. I thought that the shortstop was going to have a chance to maybe get a low line drive. He didn't, and then it skipped by him. So a single there for Eli Ray. And the inning continues.
Looked like he thought he was going to catch it in the air, but it lands a few feet in front of him, then took a very awkward bounce. So Eli Ray comes through, and the Ironmen are right back at the top of the order again with 2 on.
Right, and in this case, the scoreboard operator has given the Cavaliers an error. But it all adds up to another base runner, and the inning continues for Jensen Green. Ironmen now with 2 on, 2 out, and 1 run in. And Jensen hits it in the air. Is it gonna fall in somewhere?
Might find a spot.
And did he catch the ball?
It's foul. No, he did not catch it. Shortstop ran a long way, completely dove out, but couldn't quite get to it. It just found a spot about 5 feet foul down the left field line.
Right, Jensen hit a pop-up just out of the reach of the shortstop, who gave it a real go over there, the shortstop, Ishan Brown. I don't know whether he got a glove on it or not, but not able to corral it. Would have been a gold star play, and so it adds up to nothing more than strike 1 on Jensen Green. And Jensen flied out to right to lead off the first inning for the Ironmen.
1 run in on that Noah Ernst double, and then the ground out by Bodie Wooford. But the Ironmen have got the next 2 on with 2 outs. See if we can keep this inning alive.
And Jensen fouls it back for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. So Jensen Green, as he was in the first inning, in an 0-2 hole. So he'll have to protect the plate.
Watching the Chillicothe coaching staff move their right fielder back a little deeper. Remember, Jensen's hitting from the left side of the plate.
And that is hit in the air. There's going to be a play on this. Center fielder comes in. Shortstop goes over. It looks like the shortstop's going to take it, and he does on the lip of the outfield grass. So inning is over. The Ironmen do get 1 run back in the inning, 1 run. I have it as 3 hits, no Chillicothe errors, 2 runners left on base. At the end of 2 innings of play, it's now the Chillicothe Cavaliers 2, the Jackson Ironmen 1. You're listening and watching Jackson Ironman Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Vinton County National Bank wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. VCNB, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you looking for a reliable title company? Warranty Title Agency is a place you can trust. Whether you're closing on your first home or deed preparation, title exams, and more, Warranty Title Agency has got you covered. Stop by 227 East Main Street, Jackson, or call 740-286-2248. Also online at warrantytitleagency.com. Proudly supporting Jackson and Oak Hill football. Warranty Title Agency, where your trust meets our dedication. Go Ironman and Oaks!
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Top of the 3rd inning, 2 for the Chillicothe Cavaliers, 1 for our Jackson Ironmen. Gavin Jones still on the plate, his first pitch, and it is to Vincent Holler. He's the opposing pitcher, is fouled back. Jackson did finally come up with a run after a Noah Ernst double. The ground out by Bodie Wolford drove him in after the sacrifice by Tucker Williams. Then we had 2 people get on, but could not score any more. Gavin's job now to keep Chillicothe right here for 2 runs. There is a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vincent Holler, the pitcher, he walked in that first inning. That got the bases loaded. Trent Wade had the 2-base single, and there's a wide and high pitch by Gavin to even the count at 2-2, but he had the 2-run RBI, biggest hit of the game at this point. The pitch to Howler. That is fouled back. Still count stays at 2-2. Beautiful facility over here at Ohio University. If you ever haven't watched a game from here, it's a treat. Nice stands, and then they got kind of a hillside on both the right field line and the left field line, which is a great spot to watch the game. Once again, with that pitch, Gavin has gone to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Holler. The pitch is a ground ball hit to Tucker Williams, fields it cleanly. The throw over to Jensen Green and an easy out.
Right, Dan, Ohio University, a lot of their athletic facilities other than the football stadium and the golf are over here on the east side of the campus. We're clearly in view over the right field fence of the famous Ohio University Convocation Center.
Kind of a trademark for Ohio University. That Convocation Center sure has stood the test of time, over 50 years old. First pitch from Gavin to the next batter, and that is Truett McClone, is a called strike. McClone, a junior, he's their right fielder. There's a swing and a miss. Gavin quickly gets ahead 0-2 on the count. Pete Wilson, you are an alumni to this fine university.
Right. I gave them 5 years of my life. And so, yeah, I feel a little bit of a kinship with the Bobcats.
I also was part of their main #1 rival going to Miami University. Those 2 schools, they tend not to like each other real well in athletic events. There's a 1-2, and that's going to be a called strike. That's a strikeout, second out of the inning, and that is Gavin's 4th strikeout in the contest, 2nd via a called strike. That brings up James Wrinkle, another lefty. He was called out on strikes in his first attempt. 2 quick outs by Gavin in this inning, top of the 3rd. District semifinal game. First pitch is a strike to Wrinkle. Wrinkle, the left fielder.
Looks like Gavin may be settling in a little bit.
He tends to, doesn't he? He and Tucker tend to get stronger. There's a ball fouled back. Gavin quickly out 0-2 on the count. 2 runs in that first inning by Chillicothe. 1 run in the second by Jackson. There is a swing and a miss, another strikeout, 3 quick outs for Gavin Jones. So after 2.5 innings, it is your Jackson Ironman 1, Chillicothe 2. Thank you for following us on YouTube Total Media Sports. We'll be right back.
Brian Moore Construction specializes in turnkey construction, room additions, kitchen and bathroom remodels, as well as residential and commercial roofing. They also do silicone and acrylic roof coverings. Brian Moore Construction delivers quality craftsmanship on time, on budget, and according to specifications. Choose Brian Moore Construction for your next build, remodel, or roofing project. Call today for a free estimate. 740-418-6140.
Life is unpredictable, but with Dan Daly at State Farm, you can be prepared for anything. Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, Dan and his team are here to provide personalized coverage that fits your needs. Get the protection you deserve from a name you trust. Dan Daly State Farm Insurance, here to help life go right. Visit online or stop by in Jackson, Ohio. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
As we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Bob Wren Stadium, a big shout out once again to our sponsors. They have made all this possible this spring, not only to, for the first time, actually cover, I think it was 8 broadcasts on the Jackson girls softball team. What an outstanding year they had. Their district was last week. The Iron Ladies falling in defeat in a district championship over at Logan, Ohio. But they have, we have now, I think, done every home game for the boys baseball team, and it sure has been a thrill. A 24-1 record. Ryan Simetz back up to the plate. He had a single and a stolen base in that first inning for the Ironmen. Looks at the first pitch as a ball. Simetz, all FAC, all district, first teamers. There's a hard hit ball between the third baseman and the shortstop. That's another single by Ryan Simetz. He's hit the ball nicely both times up.
That's probably, Dan, a clean hit anyway, but it certainly was, because once again the third baseman looking for the bunt, or the possible bunt, was in on the infield, was almost on the grass, so his angle to try to spear that was not very good.
Coaching staff, one of the coaches for Chillicothe walking out to the mound, going to have a word with Vincent Holler. Has the whole infield in here. I think they want to discuss things, which Ryan had that stolen base in the first inning, so he is a threat to run. Let's see what Coach McGraw now is going to discuss things with Nolan Johnson, who is coming to the plate, and even Ryan's going to run all the way over to get part of that discussion. They've made a pitching change, Pete. We see Holler is headed to shortstop, and I didn't see who took over. They've moved bodies around there on that.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Two innings
That's
into
a quick change for a pitcher. They have the 2-1 lead, but Ryan Simetz leads off this bottom of the third inning with a single.
Is that Wade? That is Wade coming over from third base, I do believe.
I think you're right. Then the shortstop has moved over. Aftica has moved over to third base, and the previous pitcher, Vincent Holler, has moved to shortstop. So the left side of the infield completely changed around.
Right. interesting to know, if we will ever know at the end of this game, no matter how it goes, why this change was made. Now, the Ironmen do have 4 hits, but
We are hitting the ball better.
but trailing 2-1, and Holler has done well enough, it seems like.
Well, Ryan Simetz is back at first base after all the discussions and huddling and coaching that's going on. Nolan Johnson is coming to the plate. Ironmen find themselves down by a score of 2-1, but Chillicothe has already made a pitching change. So it actually, Vincent Holler only went 2 full innings, gave up 3 hits, gave up 1 run. But he now is relieved his pitching duties and headed to shortstop. Trent Wade is on the mound. Right-handed pitcher faces right-handed batter. Nolan Johnson shows bunt, but bunts it foul down the left side, left third base side.
Well, it's, of course, the second time through the lineup. Perhaps, the coaching staff for Chillicothe feels Jackson Ironman just needed to see a different look, try to keep him off balance. Maybe the Cavaliers came into this game with the idea of maybe doing it with multiple pitchers. Happens all the time in Major League Baseball once they get to the postseason.
The 0-1 to Nolan. Shows bunt again. That pitch is going to be just a touch outside. 1-1 is the count. Third baseman Aftica is definitely in tight right now with Nolan's speed. If he lays a bunt down the third base line and you're not playing him tight, you'll have no chance to get him.
Big hole on the right side for Nolan.
The 1-1 pitch. It's called strike. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Ryan Simetz on first base. Ironman trying to tie this game up and possibly take the lead. Runner on there, find themselves down 2-1, and there is a foul back to the right side. Out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, still your count.
Well, obviously the bunt off now. The third baseman plays back. Middle infielders pinch towards second base, hoping for a force out or better.
Number of foul balls, so the Chillicothe coaching staff bringing out some dry baseballs for the home plate umpire. Trent Wade, the new pitcher, facing Nolan Johnson. And that pitch sends Nolan to the ground as that was right under the brim of his cap. Ball 2. We've seen Nolan get hit a number of times this year by a pitch. There's a throw over to first base. Simetz back easy. The 2-2 pitch. Oh, Nolan hits a shot to left field, and the left fielder runs it down. Boy, he hit that hard. Would have gone to the fence if it just hadn't been right at the left fielder. But that's the first out of the inning. Gavin Jones coming out. He struck out his first time up.
Once again, Dan, the left fielder was where he almost had to be to make that out.
You're right. Really well hit ball by Nolan. And the Ironmen are starting to hit the ball a little better. There's a first pitch ball to Gavin, who struck out his first time up. Ryan Simetz leads off the inning with a single, still on first base. That pitch is low and down in the dirt, nicely caught by the catcher. Once again, if the ball gets past the catcher, Pete Wilson, going to be pretty easy to advance if you're a base runner. It's a deep backstop here.
If you have trouble finding it, it might be more than one base on the advance.
2 balls, no strikes. That pitch is outside. 3-0 the count to Gavin Jones, senior, FAC, Player of the Year, back-to-back years. All-district, all-state last year, all-district this year. And there is a walk. 2 on now for Jackson.
Most of those pitches not real close either.
Noah Ernst coming up, and he hit a shot to left center field, grazed the glove of the left fielder, but it turns out to be a double for Noah. He has scored the only run for the Ironmen. 2 on. 1 out. Catcher TJ Barr runs out to talk things over with the second pitcher of the game, Mr. Trent Wade, a senior for the Chillicothe Cavaliers. Rainy, dreary day here at Bob Wren Stadium. Rain still coming down. It's a light rain, but it's enough to, boy, make you soaked. Most of the fans in the stands have umbrellas.
If you're on the last 2 rows, you're under cover. The smart ones are there. Or
There's
early arrivers.
Swing and a miss by Noah. 0-1 the count. 2 on, 1 out. Gavin Jones on first. Ryan Simetz on second. Jackson trying to get a second run in to tie this game. Gavin will be the leading run to get you a lead in the contest if we can get them both around. That pitch is in the dirt, but the catcher does a good job keeping it in front of him. Runners do not advance.
Good look there by Ryan Simetz out at second base, because I'm sure he saw that the ball got away from the catcher, but as it turned out, it was right at his feet. He probably would have been a dead duck at third base.
Right-handed pitcher versus right-handed batter. The 1-1 to Noah, and that's once again very low, and the catcher keeps it in front of him. The pitcher does not like that baseball. He throws it toward the Chillicothe dugout, wants a different one.
Well, I guarantee you that ball's not going anywhere. It'll be dried off and returned to service.
I'll tell you what it is, when they're hitting the dirt like that, they're muddy. The dirt is getting darker as the day goes.
The catcher needs a towel just like the quarterbacks do in football.
The 2-1. That ball gets all the way back. Runners should advance. They do. Ryan Simetz takes a look to turn at third base, but decides to stay at third. Gavin Jones ends up at second.
That looked like, to me, Dan, a catchable ball, low and outside but catchable, so I'm scoring that as a pass ball. Either way, the result's the same, pass ball or wild pitch.
Well, now we got 2 runners in scoring position. Simetz would tie the game. If he scores, Gavin Jones on second could give the Ironmen their first lead of the contest. Noah Ernst with a 3-1 count, so first base is open. There is 1 out.
Infield playing back.
That's a curveball that hangs high, so the Ironmen have the bases loaded. Back-to-back walks by Trent Wade. Got the first batter out he faced, then it's been a walk and a walk. Tucker Williams coming up. Senior had a sacrifice bunt. He got Noah Ernst over to third base, where he came in on the ground ball by Bodie Wooford in the second inning. Opportunity here for Tucker. Bases are full. 1 out. That ball is fouled directly back at us into the net. Wade gets ahead, 0-1. Bodie Wooford on deck for the Ironmen. Only 1 out. That ball is in the dirt. Catcher keeps it in front of him that time.
TJ Barr, the catcher, getting a workout here.
Yeah, this inning he certainly is.
Almost everything everything Wade has thrown has been low.
1-1 the count. 1 out. Bases are full. Jackson threatening. That is a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tucker Williams. There was a curveball, a swing, and a miss. Boy, he took a lot off that one, Pete Wilson. Tucker frustrated, but he was out ahead of it. That was a pretty solid pitch.
Right, and then maybe not something you're looking for, an off-speed pitch after, everything's been straight before that.
Bodie Woodford hit the ball hard his first time. It actually was turned into a ground out, but it scored a run, so he has an RBI in the contest with another scoring opportunity. Watches a curveball, catch the inside part of the plate. 0-1. Ooh, the throw gets away from the pitcher, back from the catcher, but nobody can advance. Ironman trying to get runs here in the bottom of the third inning. A great opportunity. Bases loaded with one out, but now with two outs, still find themselves down by a score of 2-1. The 0-1 to Bodie, fouled down the first baseline. 0-2 the count now.
Well, Wade, after having some location difficulties, has put himself in good position to maybe get out of the inning, struck out Williams, and now he's got Woodford in an 0-2 hole, where Woodford will have to not be too selective.
The 0-2 pitch with two outs and bases full. Coming to Bodie Woodford. That's a curve that hangs up there high. First ball of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Understand that we're having a hard time hearing with one microphone. We know we have a problem with it. Can't seem to get it corrected. There is a ball fouled back. So Pete and I will try to keep switching microphones when we switch from play-by-play to color. We'll try to talk loud when we have the bad microphone on. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one hangs up high. 2-2 the count. The 2-2 to Bodie Woodford. Is hit up in the air. It looks like they'll have a play on it. Second baseman is circling under, and he's able to make the catch. So the Ironmen have a hit, a couple walks, but they leave the bases full here in the bottom of the third inning. So after 3 innings, Chillicothe 2, Jackson 1. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironman Baseball on WYPC. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Buying a new home is now an easy process when you work with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services of Southern Ohio. Howard Hanna offers several one-stop shopping options that include mortgage, title, and insurance, along with some awesome buyer and seller exclusive programs such as a 100% money-back guarantee, the Buy Before You Sell program, and the Apartment Dwellers Trade-In program. Call Donna and the McNerlin Group at 740-577-9551 to find out what works for you. Go green and gold and call it sold.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
District semi-final baseball game for our 24-1 Jackson Ironmen, part of a very historic season, but they certainly want to get this one. But at the moment, after 3 innings, they find themselves down by a score to 2-1. Chile has only had the 3 hits. Jackson has had 4, but the Ironmen just left the bases loaded in the bottom of the third. With 1 out, they did not get a run in, so Chile still holds on to the lead. Gavin Jones stays on the mound for Jackson. And the young man that came in, Trent Wade, to get Chillicothe out of that situation is coming up to the plate. He started the game at third base. He is now their pitcher. Top of the 4th inning. Gets gutsy here, Pete Wilson. The innings get away from you. You don't like being down in these games. Right-handed Gavin Jones pitching to the right-handed batting Wade. It's first pitch fouled back.
Jones has retired 6 in a row. Need to have him keep doing that while we try to get the offense going. Actually, Jackson, I've credited him. Scoreboard says 4 hits. I have him with 5 hits. Hits and getting runners on base, not a problem. Just 1 run, though. That's the problem.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Jones gets ahead of the count. Trent Wade, a senior, started the game at third, now the pitcher. And there is a ball fouled down the first base line toward the Chillicothe dugout. Fielded nicely by the Chillicothe first base coach. I think dugout duty today is to clean those baseballs off as often as possible. There is a ball hit up in the air. It looks like Jensen Green. He's calling everybody off, camps underneath it, and gets the easy out. Caden Aftica. Center fielder coming up. He struck out in the first inning. He bats it from the left side. There is a ball hit up in the air. Do we have a play on it? Gavin Jones camps underneath it in foul territory. Makes the catch. 2 quick outs. 2 pop-ups in the infield, and TJ Barr will be back up, the catcher. And as Pete said, what a tough inning he had. A lot of pitches in the dirt, but he kept all but one of them in front of him and did not allow the Ironmen to score a run in that bottom of the third when they had bases loaded and just 1 out. He walked in the first, out going to second on a force out. There's a pitch low and outside, ball 1. Total media reporter Red Thompson here as he walked right in front of the press box there. There is a ball fouled down the right field line. I saw Todd Compson, the sports editor, also here. And the main editor. So we got the Telegram pretty well covered here.
We are here, indeed.
The 1-1.
Some of us will be back tomorrow, Dan. We hope the Ironmen will be here, of course, playing in the district championship game if they're able to come back and win this. We have every confidence that they can do that. But also the Wellston Lady Rockets will be playing not too far from us in a regional semifinal game against Tuscaroras Valley.
Exciting times for the Lady Rockets. The 1-2 pitch. Just a little bit outside, maybe high also. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. A 2-1 baseball game, which Chillicothe has the lead. Unique time for our baseball fans to tune in. This was a 2 o'clock first pitch, and it is a doubleheader as it is Circleville versus Athens in the bottom game, and the winner will take on the winner of this game tomorrow at 4 o'clock. There's a ball hit to right field, high up, but Eli Ray camps under it and makes the out. So pretty easy inning of work there for Gavin Jones. So after 3.5, it is Chillicothe Cavaliers 2, your Jackson Ironmen 1. Take a listen to our sponsors. They make all this possible. We'll be right back.
Home. It's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Jackson County Banking Center wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. Jackson County Banking Center, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Monroe's Frame and Collision. Our work says it all. For the best in repair. See the people who care. We make it easy to do, 'cause we care about you. Go with Monroe. We'll get ultimate collision. Our work says it all.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Well, bottom of the fourth inning, Gavin Jones has settled down as Chillicothe got 2 runs in the first. They had 3 hits in that inning. The big hit was by Trent Wade. He is now gone from the third baseman to the pitcher. He got Chillicothe out of a jam in the last inning. Let's see if the Ironmen now can tie this game up. We'll be leading off. Easton McGraw, our third baseman, senior, had a single in the second inning. Easton had a nice line drive over the second baseman's head. Ironman got the first 2 on the last inning, but unable to get a run in after they had back-to-back walks, had the bases loaded.
Ironmen have scored 1, Dan, left 6 on base.
Pitch to Easton is swung on, hit to the shortstop. Easton trying to leg it out, and he does. An infield hit by Easton McGraw. He is now 2 for 2 in the contest. Shortstop was playing deep, Pete, and Easton gets down first base nicely. It looked like he was going to leg that out all the way.
Good running by Easton McGraw. Shortstop didn't do anything wrong, made a good play, but Easton just beat it out.
Eli Ray hit the ball very hard at the shortstop. They gave him an error on the play, but Easton and Eli got on in the second inning to lead off that inning. After 2 outs. See if Eli can hit it again, but now Eli's going to walk down to third base, have a discussion with Coach McGraw.
I think they must have called a balk.
They did. McGraw is now on second base, and that changes things. If Eli was going to bunt, we'll see what they're thinking now.
Of course, a new third baseman in the game because Wade is pitching, and a bunt attempt goes foul.
Eshawn Brown, the sophomore, had moved from shortstop to third. The starting pitcher, Holler, went to shortstop, and the third baseman, Wade, has taken the mound. Ironmen have a man on second. The 0-1 pitch to Eli Ray, showing bunt again. Second baseman, or first baseman, right down there in front of him. There's a ball, gets away from the catcher, but Easton McGraw will stay on second. Catcher kept it out in front of him. Jensen Green on deck. Ironman trying to get the tying run in from second base. The 1-1 to Eli Ray. There is a bunt, but it's foul down the third baseline, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I would assume Eli will be swinging away now. Like we said, he hit it very hard that first time up. Did get on by an error. He has hit the ball better as the season has progressed when he's had his opportunities. Also capable of pitching for Coach McGraw. There's a throwback to second base. Easton McGraw back easily, but he dove to make sure. 2-1, Chillicothe with the lead. Ironman once again threatening here in the bottom of the fourth. As Pete said, they've left 6 runners on base. Time to get a couple of those driven in. There's a swing and a miss. It's dropped by the catcher, but they're going to throw down to third base, and Easton McGraw was running on it. The throw to the third baseman, he catches it, makes the tag, and they get the lead runner out. How do you score that, Pete?
Well, it would be, I believe it would be a caught stealing down at
third.
Down at third, and a strikeout, and
but able to run it out to first base. So
there's no put out.
Right. So there's still only 1 out.
Right. It goes down as a strikeout, but not a double play because the catcher did not catch the ball.
Well, Eli Ray is on first base.
Of course, McGraw running because the ball got away from the catcher, but not very far. They're able to throw him out at third.
Eli with very good speed out there. The first pitch is a strike. Jensen Green up. He has flied out and popped out. His first 2 at bats. He's a lefty facing the right-handed Wade. That pitch is a called strike on the outside edge. Quickly 0-2 the count to junior Jensen Green. Still just 1 out, runner on first. Tying run on first base. That pitch is outside. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Leadoff hitter Jensen Green at the plate, and he hits the ball, and it's over the shortstop's head into left field. Base hit for Jensen. 2 men on, runner back in scoring position. That is Eli Ray. The Ironmen try to keep this inning alive. Ryan Simetz coming to the plate. Ryan Simetz has hit the ball nicely today. 2 singles in the contest, a stolen base. Ended up on third base in the third inning. Two on, 1 out. Eli Ray at second base. He would represent the tying run in the contest. Jensen Green at first, both good base runners. He would be the go-ahead run. Shortstop Ryan Simetz watches a curve ball. It must have hung a little bit high.
Wade's had some luck when he goes to the curveball. Not there, though.
Righty versus righty. That pitch is low and down in the dirt, but catcher keeps it in front of him. Still sprinkling out there, so anything that hits into the dirt, they usually throw it over to a dugout to get cleaned off. Hasn't been the perfect weather day, but we got a dandy baseball game going on. The pitch to Ryan, and that ball's hit high in the air to center fielder. He's going to camp under it. He makes the catch. Runner will tag. That's Eli Ray. He'll tag and get to third base. So we now have runners on. Nolan Johnson coming up, and Nolan has hit the ball about as hard as anybody today on his last out, but it was directly at the left fielder. Runners on the corners, and that is Eli Ray, the tying run at third base, 90 feet away. Jackson needs to find a way to get this run in. 2-1, your Chillicothe lead. Bottom of the fourth inning. The pitch to Nolan, and it gets away from the catcher. It was high and outside. Eli Ray will score, and Jensen Green will hustle all the way to third base on that wild pitch. We'll take it, Pete.
Boy, you can see how far the catcher has to go to retrieve a wild pitch. It was easily scored to Eli Ray, and Jensen Green, he was on first base, folks. He goes all the way to third.
Well, now Nolan Johnson has a chance in a tie game. It's 2-2 to bring in the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. There are 2 outs. There's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on third base. He would represent the go-ahead run for the Ironmen. That is Jensen Green, and that pitch is backhanded by the catcher. Green watching intently if that would get by him. He, I think, would score easily. There's the pitch to Nolan, and that's in the dirt again. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nolan Johnson ahead in the count. Big moment here for the Ironmen. 2-2 game. That pitch is high. It'll be a walk. Nolan draws a walk, so the Ironmen have him on the corners again, and that brings up Gavin Jones, the two-time Frontier Athletic Conference Player of the Year.
He walked his first at-bat against Wade. Didn't really get much to hit at all.
Runners on the corners. There are 2 outs. 2-2 is the score. Jackson with 6 hits in the contest. Chile with only 3. Ironmen have left runners on base in scoring position. There is the easy steal by Nolan Johnson to second base.
Didn't even think about throwing down there. Not with a runner on third, not with the runner on third being the go-ahead runner, or the go-ahead run in this game, potentially.
Curveball hangs high. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. 2 runners in scoring position. Top RBI man Gavin Jones watches the ball a little bit low and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gavin, a selective hitter up there all season long, but boy, if he sees one he likes, normally does damage with it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. I think it was foul tipped. Catcher caught it. 2-2 the count. 2 outs. 2 on. 2-2 the score. A lot of 2s right now. Let's see if Gavin can change that. Pitcher Wade takes his time. Gavin steps out,
Well,
resets himself.
There's something that Wade doesn't want to throw. He shook off the catcher twice.
There is a shot to left field. It is deep. Left fielder running back. Gone! Over the 300, probably 45-foot mark. Gavin Jones turns it directly down the left field line, hits it over the retired number 10, Mike Schmidt. I think most of you have heard of that man. And the Ironmen have taken the lead 5-2. What a shot by Gavin Jones.
I tell you what, I'm looking over there. That down the line, it's 340, and it cleared the fence, not by a whole lot. So what, a 350-foot shot would have been way out of Howler Field, and it was hit way up in the air as well.
He hit a shot the last game, was a 2-run home run. This one, I think he hit farther. Mammoth hit, huge hit, and the Ironmen all of a sudden have 4 runs in this bottom of the 4th inning and lead in the contest by a score of 5-2. Noah Ernst coming up. They haven't got Noah out yet.
We've got to get a new pitcher for the Cavaliers. They're 3rd of the game. Let's see who it is. We need him to turn around so we can see the number.
Right. I think they pulled him off first base. That seems to be empty right now. That's probably Jackson Oyer. We'll see. We'll verify that.
I think I saw a 3, if that's the case.
It is Jackson Oyer, number 33, a senior. He's getting his allowed warm-up pitches. What a big inning. Ooh, the score. Gavin's hit was so hard, Pete, it's knocked the scoreboard out.
Okay, well, we saw it. It's 5-2.
It is 5-2 right now.
We can verify. Somebody tripped over that same wire that we had trouble with.
In Logan, yeah. Oh, boy, don't we know. Takes a minute to reboot things sometimes.
Well, I tell you what, Gavin Jones became the 11th base runner in this game for the Ironmen, and until he hit that, we had settled for just 1 run. It was starting to get a little frustrating.
Well, actually, 2 runs. Remember, we got Eli Ray coming in.
Right, Eli Ray. Yes, I think that Jones was the 11th man to reach base. There isn't 11 left on base because Jones just cleaned it. But
right.
We've left a lot of men on base, and we've gotten a lot of men on base. And until Jones hit that 3-run homer.
Well, Jackson Oyer is going to switch it up a little bit. He's a lefty. Kind of comes a little bit sidearm there as I'm watching some of his warm-ups. Maybe that's just his breaking ball.
Well, Mike Schmidt has hit a few home runs in this place, and now Gavin Jones can claim one. How about that?
None of them Mike Schmidt hit were any bigger for the Jackson Ironmen than the one Gavin just hit. Noah Ernst is going to step into the batter's box. The Ironmen start the inning down 2-1. They now hold a 5-2 lead here. District semifinal contest. Catcher Noah Ernst coming to the plate. Once again, he has walked, he has a double, and he has scored a run. That first pitch is a curveball well outside.
Ernst has doubled and walked, so he's having a perfect day at the plate so far.
There's a ground ball to the shortstop. He fields it cleanly. The long throw gets Noah. They finally get Noah. They finally get the Ironman out, but not until the Ironmen get 3 more hits, add a walk in there. They score 4 runs, and so after 4 innings of play, it is your Jackson Ironmen 5 and Chillicothe Cavaliers 2. We will be right back.
Monroe's Frame and Collision. Our work says it all. For the best in repair. See the people who care. We make it easy to do, 'cause we care about you. Go with Monroe, we'll get you on the road. We make it oh so easy. Monroe's Frame and Collision. Our work says it all.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement that we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Ohio Valley Bank. Community first. Member FDIC.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
We go to the top half of the 5th inning, and the complexion of this game has changed. If you left us for a little bit, you shouldn't have, because the Ironmen turned the game around in the bottom half of the 4th inning with a 4-run rally. And, of course, the big smack, the 3-run homer by Gavin Jones that turned a 2-2 ball game into where we stand right now, the Jackson Ironmen 5, the Chillicothe Cavaliers 2. Gavin Jones, he of the 3-run homer, has settled down after that first inning where the Cavaliers got 2 runs and 3 hits off of him. He has not given up a hit since then, and has put all zeros on the board in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings. In the 5th, Eshawn Brown, the shortstop and now the 3rd baseman, will be the leadoff hitter. Jones, not a lot of strikeouts in this game, but he is getting the outs. No errors by the Ironmen out there. Swing and a miss by Eshawn Brown.
Pete, I got the text of the day from J.J. Milliken, pretty clever fella. He sends to me, there's a new Gavin power plant in Southeast Ohio.
Oh, that's good.
It's pretty good.
Okay, well, that he's showing that he's at least in his 30s or 40s to know that.
Yes, he is.
The Gavin power plant, of course, down on the river in Gallia County. Swing and a miss, strike 2. We'll go along with that. Certainly a memorable home run there, no matter how this one goes, and it may be the game-deciding play. Pitch is up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Eshawn Brown, and now Chillicothe, the screws of pressure come around to them as they trail by 3, and we're into the 5th inning, 3 innings away from the end of this one. That is popped up. It's going to be in play. Who's going to get it? First baseman goes back. Second baseman goes over, and it ends up being Jensen Green over there getting it. Took a while for that one to come down, but when it did, it was in Jensen Green's glove for out number 1. Here is Mason Brown. He has singled and reached on a fielder's choice, 1 through 2. Gavin Jones looking at his line here. He has 5 strikeouts in the game, so, I mean, that's not bad. It's more than a strikeout of an inning. Sometimes, though, he has more than that. That pitch is outside for ball 1, and I believe I have him for 2 walks in the game. Thrown a lot of pitches. He's had some 3-2 counts multiple times, but seems to be more on his game right now as far as control goes. That pitch stays outside, though, for ball 2. Falls behind Mason Brown here, the 1-out hitter in the top of the 5th inning.
Most umbrellas are still up, but this is about the lightest amount of rain we've seen all afternoon.
Right, I don't think it stopped, Dan, but
not completely.
But we've not had it where it's raining hard enough where you can see it's affecting the game directly anyway. those fans in the stand that are waiting for a break in the rain to get a pop or a hot dog, you maybe just go for it.
And take your umbrella.
Right, take your umbrella, because the forecast's still not very good for the remainder of the afternoon and into the evening, for that matter. That pitch is called strike over the inside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Mason Brown. Or is it 3 balls and 1 strike? 3 and 1, sorry. That pitch is fouled towards the Jackson dugout. Strike 2, so Gavin Jones bounces back for yet another full count. Talked to Gavin after he decided to announce he's going to Shawnee State. Said he had some other opportunities, but he liked the coaching staff down there, and it is close to home, within an hour. That pitch, I think it hit him. No, I guess he swung and missed, and they go ahead and get the put out down there at first base. Did you see him swing, Dan? He must have.
Made enough of a swing, and Noah Ernst chases it down and throws him out easily at first base.
Goes down as Jones' 6th strikeout, even though they had to do the put out down at first base. And 2 up and 2 down. That has been a familiar refrain lately for Jones since the first inning. Here is Jackson Oyer. He walked and grounded out to second. He is now started out as the first baseman, now the pitcher in there for the Cavs.
3 pitchers in the contest for Chillicothe. Gavin Jones, the lone pitcher. He started for the Ironmen and will probably take it the rest of the way.
That pitch is popped up in the air. Third baseman Easton McGraw on his horse, the catcher over there, but it's going to be out of play. Ironmen in the district semifinal. This is exactly where they were last year when they got derailed by Washington Courthouse. Hoping to get to a district championship game tomorrow against either Circleville or Athens. There's the pitch, and it's hit on the ground. Simon's got it cleanly, throws over to first, out. So 3 up and 3 down once again for the Cavaliers. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Middle half of the 5th inning. It's the Jackson Ironmen 5, the Chillicothe Cavaliers 2. You're listening and watching Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Bottom half of inning number 5. Jackson leading 5-2, hoping to maybe build on that against the third Cavalier pitcher, Jackson Oyer, and check the weather there in between innings. Yes, it's still raining here. We would call it a light rain. However, we have a verified report from back home at Jackson from none other than football coach Andy Hall that it's pouring there. So I guess we're better off up the road here in Athens than back at Jackson. First pitch is called strike 1 to Tucker Williams. That pitch is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Third baseman Eshawn Brown in on the grass against Tucker Williams, who will bunt and does it expertly. And he hits it up in the air, and it's going to go out of play, a foul pop. So we go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ironmen have had 11 base runners in the game. They have stranded 6, but now they have scored 5. The big difference, a 3-run homer by Gavin Jones in that 4-run 4th inning. Jackson had trailed the entire game until then. That pitch is low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tucker Williams, by the way, on his way to Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. And that pitch is hit in the air to the left fielder. Looks like he's got a beat on it. He's going to have to run fast. And did he catch the ball?
He made the catch in foul territory.
Yeah, he I think it fooled him a little bit. It looked, he kind of was standing in place almost, and then he got on his horse and had to run very hard to catch that in foul territory, which he did for out number 1. Here's Bodie Wolford. He grounded out to the catcher and popped it up to the second baseman, 0 for 2. As we said earlier, he's got a opportunity. He has an offer at least to play at Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut, and that is up the middle, and I believe it's going to get into center field. The second baseman got it, but has really no chance. He threw it over there, but Bodie's going to get what amounts to an infield hit. He hit it in the right place on the ground up the middle. The second base made a nice sliding catch, but really had no chance to throw Bodie out at first base.
I think we're going to have a pinch runner, Pete, for the Ironman.
Number 13, Dan, who is that?
It is, and we've seen Braden Mannering.
Okay.
Braden Mannering, he is a pinch runner, has done that numerous times, getting pinch hit for Bodie Wolford. Easton McGraw up to the plate, Pete, 2 for 2 on the contest.
First pitch is a little bit high. You know, Coach McGraw said he has 2 or 3 players over there. They don't get to play a lot position-wise, but he has a lot of confidence in them coming in as pinch runners, not just to spell somebody, but to be very effective. Did he get hit? No, he didn't get hit, but the ball does get by Barr. That was on the wrong side of Easton McGraw. And so on the wild pitch, Mannering, the pinch runner, goes down to second base. Pitch, or the count to McGraw is 2-0.
I was going to say, that went behind Easton.
Right, I thought it might have got him on the posterior, but apparently not. Two-0 pitch. Runner at second base for the Ironman. That pitch is inside, ball 3. So Oyer has gone 3-0 to the right-hand hitting Easton McGraw, who will take a good look at this one, I'm sure. Pitch is called strike. It looked like he was probably taking all the way there. 3 balls and 1 strike. Wolford with an infield single, replaced by Mannering, Brandon Mannering, who is the pinch runner out at second, getting a pretty nice lead out there. 3-1 pitch is way high and outside, and McGraw draws a walk, and for the 3rd time he has reached base, and the Ironmen have 2 runners on base again. Eli Ray comes up, single and struck out. Tried to bunt unsuccessfully and then was struck out on the 3rd strike. Let's see what Coach McGraw wants him to do here.
But scored a run.
Did come around and ended up scoring a run because he reached base when they threw a Jackson base runner out at 3rd when he struck out because the ball got away from the catcher. That pitch is inside, gets away from Barr, but not far enough for anybody to advance or try to advance. Ironman leading 5-2, bottom half of the 5th inning. 4 runs in the 4th, put them ahead. They're hoping to build on that in this inning. Pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And really the Cavalier pitcher since Vincent Haller had a little bit of problems getting behind the Jackson hitters. 2-0, the count to Eli Ray, who is an aggressive hitter. That pitch stays outside, a fastball, ball 3. That's the 2nd straight 3-0 count from Jackson Oyer. The Cavaliers have already went into the bullpen twice. Oyer, the 3rd pitcher for the Cavs. 3-0 pitch is way high and outside. And let's see if the Cavaliers are going to do anything here. I mean, Oyer has missed badly. The last 2 batters, the bases are loaded. Here is Jensen Green, flied to right, popped up to short, and had a single and scored a run in that big 4-run fourth.
Here comes the Chillicothe coach to the mound, walking slowly. Let's see what he decides to do.
This might be a chat more than a hook.
We saw the first baseman run to the dugout, so is he coming on to pitch? And I'm going to guess he is. He is number 12. Pete will find him. And is he number 12? Number 18. Aiden Scales, a freshman, is going to be the fourth pitcher of the contest for the Chillicothe Cavaliers.
And our men, of course, have the bases loaded again. Base runners have been no trouble until the fourth. Scoring runs was, but the Iron Men look like they maybe have a chance to really break this one open here if things go right. We're back up to the top of the order. Jensen Green and Ryan Simons have both had good games. They're the next two hitters.
It's going to be a right-handed pitcher coming in. Coach McGraw huddled up with all three base runners, while the pitcher Scales is a freshman, takes some warm-up pitches.
Well, you know, Ironmen do lead 5-2. It's looking good for them, but just how fast is the heartbeat of this freshman getting called on to come on with the bases loaded and your team already down by 3?
He's a good athlete. I've seen him play some basketball, Pete. So athletically, he doesn't look like a freshman.
No, he's very stoutly built there. And, you know, your demeanor and your poise, you know, not necessarily based on whether you're a freshman or a senior. But it nonetheless, a pressure situation for the young man. Umbrellas still out here. We look out into the crowd.
It's raining a little harder than it was 5 minutes ago.
Right. Some of those 8 years old and down, they don't seem to care. They're not under the umbrella.
They're tougher than we are.
Yeah, well, we've got a roof over us, thank the Lord. And I believe that Scales has completed his warm-up tosses. He will be facing, as we said, Jensen Green, who I believe has faced 3 different pitchers in this game. This will be his 4th.
Jensen had a single his last time up, scored a run, came in on the mammoth Gavin Jones 3-run homer over the left field fence.
I tell you what, you know, that's what we're going to remember in that inning, but Jensen Green getting the hit helped set the table. That was after Jackson had recorded its second out when the runner was thrown out at third base. So that was clutch too by Mr. Green. Pitch is low and away. Catcher Barr keeps the ball in front of him, so nobody advances. Low and away again, ball 2. A lot of balls out of the strike zone by the Chillicothe pitching staff.
Really a tough spot to bring a freshman in. Bases loaded, only one out.
And the Cavaliers have the infield drawn way up. It makes a ground ball much more likely to go through. But the Cavaliers do not want to let another run come in. And that's ball 3. That ball was a lot closer, but called ball 3. All the infielders are in on the grass. They will go to the plate on contact on a ground ball. Pitch is outside, ball 4, and Jensen Green gets a walk and an RBI. In to score is Brandon Mannering, the pinch runner. And the Ironmen now lead 6-2, and the bases remain loaded. Down at second base, or third base, is Easton McGraw, Eli Ray at second, and Jensen Green at first.
Just a thought, Pete. Ryan Simets at the plate with 3 runners on. He would be a clinching win for the Ironmen if he scores.
And I tell you what, he was trying to hit one where Gavin Jones just did.
Yes, I think he thought about that.
He got a good cut at it and did not get it. Felt the breeze up here from that one. Pitch is down low, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ryan has 2 hits in the contest and a sacrifice fly.
Cavalier infield still playing in. Ironman now leads 6-2 after the bases loaded walk. Simon steps out after the pitcher steps off.
Boy, left fielder playing very deep for Ryan. Center fielder in pretty tight.
Interesting defensive alignment.
It is.
And there's a line drive single up the middle. One run is going to score. Here comes the second run. The throw is offline, and
look at this.
Both runners are going to advance an extra base. 2 runs score. Easton McGraw comes in to score. Eli Ray comes in to score as Simons comes through in the clutch with a single right up the middle. Both base runners, Simons from first base and Green from second base, advance a base on the error or on the throw in. So Ironman tacked 2 more on. It is now 8-2.
Third hit of the contest for Ryan Simets, gets 2 RBIs, also has had a stolen base. Outstanding game for the junior shortstop.
Here's Nolan Johnson. He walked the last time and came around to score. Also lined deep to the left fielder and popped up to the third baseman.
If Jensen and Ryan score, this game is over.
Called over the inside corner through strike 1.
I'm sorry, they need 4 more runs. My bad math.
Up high.
That would just get us to 10-2.
Well, I know that you're a proud alumnus of Miami University, but it wasn't in math, right?
Don't go there.
Okay, I'm sorry. You opened me up. You would have got me. There's the pitch. Down low and away. Cavaliers getting hurt by control problems as well by the pitchers, kind of feeding the problem here. Swing and a miss. Nolan got a good cut at it. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. 1 base is open. Gavin Jones on deck. 1 out in the inning, and that is ball 4, and we are loaded again.
Well, now I can be correct and say Gavin Jones, if he scores with the bases loaded, that would clinch a win for the Ironmen to give him a 12-2 lead.
You are absolutely right. I concur, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Miami University.
Right, exactly. You didn't even need a calculator, did you? Gavin Jones struck out, walked, and then that prodigious 3-run homer in the 4th inning. Pitch is called strike 1 to Gavin.
Still only 1 out.
Ironmen at one time trailed 2-0, and for a long time 2-1, but now they lead 8-2. Pitch is low and away for ball 1. Well, it's a 7-inning game. We knew that, but still a little nerve-wracking there in the 4th when the Ironmen still trailed 2-1 and seemed to have trouble just getting the runs in. Got the hits, got the base runners, but just weren't scoring. That has dramatically changed the last 2 innings. The 2-1 pitch to Gavin, and that is just foul. Looped it over towards the third baseman, but between the third baseman and the third base coach, McGraw. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 man out. Ironman with the bases loaded. Hits and walks have been Chillicothe's downfall in this one. And that pitch is well over Jones's head, so now the count is full. No place to put Gavin. You might not want to pitch to him, but you have to. I'm sure Scales is trying to do just that. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that is high, ball 4. And another run comes in. Jones gets his 4th RBI without taking the bat off his shoulder. Green comes in. It's 9-2. Simons goes over to third. Johnson down to second, and Gavin Jones becomes the base runner. I'm guessing they're going to pinch run for Gavin Jones. They are. Number 21.
That will be Leighton Camp. Pinch running for Gavin. No need to wear out your pitcher.
Noah Ernst comes up. Noah, the catcher, has had a good game. He has doubled, walked, and grounded out to short. scored a run. Ironmen leading 9-2. They have broken loose with 4 runs in the fourth and 4 so far in the fifth. They may not be done. The bases loaded with still only 1 out. And with Ernst coming to bat, they've officially batted around in this inning. Pitch is high, ball 1. The Cavaliers really struggling with their control here.
Remember, they have gone to their 4th pitcher, so we don't know even how many more options they have.
Most of the pitches, frankly, have not been close either. That's high and inside, ball 2.
It's tough when you're a freshman out there and maybe nobody else to bring in. He's having a hard time getting the ball over the plate.
That's high, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes.
Noah almost looks frustrated. He wants something to swing at.
He would very much like. Well, let's see with 3-0 if Coach McGraw cuts him loose. Better be a good one, Noah. That's called strike. It wasn't exactly down the middle, but it's called strike on the outside.
That was a good pitch by the freshman.
He needed it.
Yes.
3-1 now. And there is he is out a double play down there at third base. Simon's doubled off. And you got to say this, no, Ernst scolded the ball, but a line drive out at the third baseman. And they're able to double Simon's off at third base in a close play. A line drive, Ryan had a nice lead, wasn't able quite to get back. So the Ironmen are retired in the inning, but they score 4 more runs in the inning. Let's check out the hits here. 1.
Just 2 hits in the inning.
Just 2 hits in the inning.
4 walks.
I had 1 error on the bad throw from the outfield and 2 runners left on base the way it worked out. So the Ironmen tack on 4 more runs. At the end of 5 innings, it's now the Jackson Ironmen 9, the Chillicothe Cavaliers 2. This is Jackson Ironmen baseball with much more of a smiley face right now on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Vinton County National Bank wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. VCNB, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you looking for a reliable title company? Warranty Title Agency is a place you can trust. Whether you're closing on your first home or deed preparation, title exams, and more, Warranty Title Agency has got you covered. Stop by 227 East Main Street, Jackson, or call 740-286-2248. Also online at warrantytitleagency.com. Proudly supporting Jackson and Oak Hill football. Warranty Title Agency, where your trust meets our dedication. Go Ironman and Oaks!
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
We go to the top half of the 6th inning. The Jackson Ironmen now leading the Chillicothe Cavaliers by a commanding margin of 9-2. Gavin Jones still out there on the mound, pitching a complete game so far, has given up almost nothing since that 2-run first inning. He will go to work on Vincent Holler, and there's a ground ball in the very first pitch right at Tucker Williams. He fields it cleanly, throws over to first base, 1 pitch, 1 out here to start the 6th. Truett McGlone, he has been a strikeout victim twice.
I think it's 11 straight for Gavin, Pete. He's on a roll right now.
Right, he's getting good defense out there. He has, 6 strikeouts, I think, but he has had good defense out there, no errors behind him. First pitch to Holler is a ground ball. Simons has got it cleanly. Throws it. It's high, but Jensen Green makes a nice play and tags Holler coming in for the out. Nice play on both ends, but especially by Jensen Green over there to spear that and then have the awareness to turn around and tag the runner coming in. 2 pitches and 2 outs. How's that for alacrity? Here is James Wrinkle, the left-hander. He has been retired twice on strikeouts as well.
Was that alacrity or a luxury?
alacrity. That means it's happening fast.
Oh.
I looked it up.
Okay.
I got my phone here.
I'm sure I wasn't the only one in the audience to ask that question.
Okay, all right. Well, let's just say 2 outs happen fast. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Wrinkle does swing after the first pitch is called a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Jones has only delivered 4 pitches so far here in the 6th inning. The 1-1 pitch outside with the fastball, 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch. That's outside as well. 3 balls and 1 strike. Wrinkle wears number 14 on his bat, trying to get on base. Keep their hopes alive. And there's a ground ball on a bouncer. Tucker Williams got it over to first, out. So 3 infield ground outs take care of the Cavaliers in inning number 6. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. This game moving right along, and in Jackson's favor, it's the Ironmen 9, the Chillicothe Cavaliers 2. You're listening and watching Jackson Ironman Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
A healthy, confident smile starts here at Southern Ohio Smiles. Whether you need a routine cleaning, cosmetic dentistry, or advanced dental care, our expert team is here to make your experience comfortable and stress-free. We're committed to providing top-quality care for the whole family. Schedule your appointments today at southernohiosmiles.com. Southern Ohio Smiles, brightening smiles, one patient at a time. Visit us online or call today to book your appointment.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Ironmen come calling in the bottom half of the 6th inning, leading 9-2, just 3 outs away from a district semifinal game and moving themselves into a district championship game, which would be tomorrow, I might remind you.
4 o'clock, right back here at Bob Wren Field.
But we have to finish this one off first.
Certainly.
And the Ironmen with 4 runs in the 4th, 5 in the 5th. If they score like that in the 6th, we will go home just a little early, but let's see. Tucker Williams will come up. He has a sacrifice, a strikeout, and a pop-up. So he'd like to get in the action offensively, and the first pitch is high and away, ball 1. We'll have to count them up, but maybe you can do that, Dan. How many walks have the Cavaliers had? That's contributed to their problems, especially since the game's gone south on them.
7 walks, but they've had, 4 in the last inning certainly hurt, but all 7 took place in the last 3 innings.
Oh, boy, and that is exactly when Jackson has hurt them.
Done their damage.
Right.
Yes.
The count to Williams is 2 balls and 1 strike, and that pitch is inside, ball 3.
When you add 9 hits in the contest for Jackson plus 7 walks, that's a lot of base runners.
3-1 pitch to Tucker Williams is called strike 2, and Tucker thought it might be ball 4 and actually had thrown the bat away. So he will come back on a 3-2 pitch.
Scales still the freshman on the mound for Chillicothe.
Swing and a miss. That kind of had him hamstrung. It was a little inside maybe. That is the first out. And here is Bodie Wooford. He had a single the last time to get that big 4-run 5th inning started. He was pinch run for, and his pinch runner Mannering came around to score. So Bodie's been in on the damage. And that pitch is low and away, ball 1.
Bodie also had an RBI, allowing Noah Ernst to score off a ground ball by Bodie to get our first run in this contest. That seemed like a long time ago now.
Umbrella's still up here. I know that we've been saying that, but just wanted to tell you what
Ouch.
conditions are. And Bodie takes one off his hip, it looked like. That is a hit by pitch.
We have Athens sitting right in front of us here in the stands. They will be facing Circleville in the second game of this district semifinal doubleheader.
Earlier this year, Jackson, only game lost in the regular season was to Athens. Athens, one of their 5 losses during the season was to their foe in this game, Circleville.
We're going to see the 5th pitcher of the contest now for Chillicothe, Pete, as the freshman Scales will head to the dugout. We'll see who the next pitcher is. He won't show us his number yet. I think it's number 2. That would be Jaden Gallagher, another freshman.
Great experience for your freshman. Gallagher and Scales, even if it doesn't go well, you're going to grow up fast with that experience. It'll be so much easier the second time, or you'll feel more comfortable maybe. Looks like Gallagher, he is indeed a left-hander, slightly built. And with 1 out and 1 on, he will face Easton McGraw, who's got a perfect game going, Dan. A couple of hits and a walk, scored a run.
Easton and Eli have been really active in that 8th and 9th spot in the order for Coach McGraw. Actually, Bodie also in the 7th spot. So the bottom third of the order has been productive today.
Well, Jackson had 7 different players score runs. That's always good when it's spread around. Eli has scored twice. Jensen Green has scored twice. And 5 other players have scored once. So the freshman Gallagher gets warm-up pitches. I don't know how many they get. It's 8 in the majors. But he gets the chance to warm up. I don't think he was in the bullpen that I could see.
Ashton Seymour is on deck, are going to be up at the plate for the Ironmen. He'll be hitting for Easton McGraw. Or no, Easton's on deck. It looks like Ashton. No, I'm not sure. Nope. Ashton's going to be at the plate. Eli Ray is on deck.
Okay, Seymour is going to get a chance. He's had some moments this year as a freshman.
Great game for Easton McGraw, as you said, 2 for 2, and the third at bat was a walk and a run scored.
Right, and I remember Seymour had a game-winning sacrifice fly in one of Jackson's closer games.
Yes, he did.
We were there to call that, and I believe he's had some other hits as well. Not in the lineup, but Coach McGraw wanted to give him a chance to bat here. And that pitch is in and out of the glove of Barr. That'll be a pass ball.
Bodie gets down to second base. It's been tough because this is a veteran lineup for Jackson, but Seymour has got a lot of playing time in for a freshman. He'll certainly be a big factor next year.
Right. Coach Lee Lord's JV team had a good record. I'm not going to say what it was because I don't remember, but it is tipping well on the W side, which is the hallmark of a program when you have depth on your roster and your lower level teams are winning. That pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ashton Seymour. Where's number 14? Didn't miss by much, but missed ball 3. Freshman versus freshman here. Ironman leading 9-2, bottom half of the 6th inning. After trailing 2-0 and 2-1. Broke open and now lead by 7. Pitch is ball 4. So Ashton Seymour gets a chance to bat and reaches on a walk. 2 runners on base, and this will bring up Eli Ray. Singled, reached on a strikeout, and also a walk. He has scored 2 runs. Made a couple putouts out there in right field. Or at least one, I remember. Swing and a miss, fooled on that pitch from the little lefty. Pitch is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. This would be the Ironmen if they hold on, and they lead 9-2, their 3rd victory of the year over Chillicothe, and number 25 for the season. Low, again, 2 balls and 1 strike. Inning started off with a strikeout, but since then, a hit by pitch and a walk. And that bounces in there and gets away from the catcher. Barr doesn't know where it is, and both runners will advance easily on the wild pitch. I think Barr's a little tired, Dan.
He's had a tough night.
Overall has done very well behind the plate because he's had a lot of challenges. Well, the Ironmen, leading 9-2, now have 2 runners in scoring position after that wild pitch. The count to Ray is 3 balls and 1 strike. High and away, ball 4.
That is now 9 walks in the contest for Chillicothe. They've all taken place in the last 4 innings of play.
And this will bring up Jensen Green.
He's going to get a meeting on the mound. One of the coaches is coming up, and at least going to talk to him. They have to be getting pretty thin on the pitching staff. That's 5 pitchers we've seen for Chillicothe today. I think this one's one to settle you down.
Well, you know,
main thing is throw strikes.
What's the old blunt baseball saying, walks will kill you?
Yes.
They've certainly contributed to Chillicothe's problem. 4 of Jackson's 9 runs, the man who scored reached on a walk. And, of course, it's played into keeping the inning alive for the guys who hit the ball. And Jensen Green has scored twice, as we told you before, has an RBI as well. I believe he was one who had a bases-loaded walk to get an RBI. Over the inside corner for strike 1.
1 out, bases full.
Gallagher sets. Here's the ball. High and outside, ball 1. Gallagher not throwing hard. Not a big kid at all.
Once again, Eli Ray would represent the game-winning run if all 3 base runners score.
Oh, called strike 2 to Jensen Green. Looked like it might have been neck high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Batting right for the first time today against the left-hander. And that gets away from the catcher, and everybody is going to advance, and there is absolutely no throw. Barr doesn't even worry about hustling back to get that one. In to score is Bodie Wolford with the 10th run.
Bodie has scored twice in the contest.
Yes, he has.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Manring scored as a pinch
Yes, that's
runner
right.
for him.
That spot in the order has scored twice.
Yes.
But Manring gets credit for the run scored. Over to third is Seymour now. Ray is down at second. The Ironmen lead 10-2. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jensen Green. And there is a ground ball, a bouncer to the second baseman. He's going to go over for the out at first base. Another run scores. Green is retired, but he does get his second RBI. In to score is Seymour, and the Ironmen now lead 11-2. And, Dan, I know you're thinking the same thing I am.
Yep.
If Ryan Simons, who has reached every time, brings in this run, we're stopping right now. It'll be a mercy run rule victory. Don't want to say it's going to happen, but it will if Ryan Simons brings home Eli Ray in there for strike 1. The score is 11-2. The Jackson Ironmen have scored 11 unanswered runs.
Ryan 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. You know, uniquely, he has yet to score.
That pitch is, and Barr could have put Chillicothe out of its misery there if he would have let that one go by, but he didn't. He made a nice play to keep that from going to the backstop. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Simons. I'm sure he would be thrilled to end it right here. Pitch is outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Under the situation, Ryan might extend that strike zone to try to win the game if he sees something he thinks he can handle. Pitch is a little high, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Simon's looking at a 3-1 pitch. Pitch is ball 4. Barr keeps it in front of him, so there's no advance, and Simons does not win the game, but he extends the game with a walk.
5 walks last inning, 3 more this inning. It's been a tough night for Chillicothe pitching.
Nolan Johnson, who bats now, has walked twice and been popped up to third and lined out, or rather fly deep to left field. No, he wasn't deep. It was a low line drive that the left fielder made a really good play on. So
really hit the ball hard.
Right, 0 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored is Nolan Johnson. Now it's his chance to maybe end this one. And there is a deep fly to left field. Left fielder is back, though, against the wall. Almost all the way against the wall, and he is retired. And this, we will go to a 7th inning here. Jackson does put 2 more runs on the board. Let's see, no base hits. There were no errors, and there was 2 men left on base. So at the end of 6 innings of play, we're 1 inning away from the end of this one. It's the Jackson Ironmen now 11, the Chillicothe Cavaliers 2. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel.
Buying a new home is now an easy process when you work with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services of Southern Ohio. Howard Hanna offers several one-stop shopping options that include mortgage, title, and insurance, along with some awesome buyer and seller exclusive programs such as a 100% money-back guarantee, the Buy Before You Sell program, and the Apartment Dwellers Trade-In program. Call Donna and the McNerlin Group at 740-577-9551 to find out what works for you. Go green and gold and call it sold.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironman Baseball on WYPC. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Well, we are at the top of the 7th inning, and it is your Jackson Ironmen on the verge of picking up their 25th win on the season against 1 loss. They lead the Chillicothe Cavaliers in this district semifinal contest by a score of 11-2. Gavin Jones attempting to take it all the way home. Started out, gave up 2 runs in the first, but has been flawless since then. Thinking what we have it figured, Pete, 13 straight batters he has gotten out. He also has the mammoth 3-run home run that probably carried at least 350 feet.
Cavaliers also have a pinch hitter up here for Trent Wade, who had the 2-run single. So he's getting pinch hit for, and a swing and a miss by number 18, whoever that is. You've got the roster.
That is a strikeout, number 18, and I'll give you a hint. It is Aiden Scales. So that was the freshman that had pitched.
He got a chance to bat, and he becomes a strikeout victim of Gavin Jones.
Gavin 2 outs away. There's a shot to right field, but there is Eli Ray, camps underneath it, makes the catch. We are now 1 out away.
Okay, that was a fairly easy play, but did you see Eli Ray's quick reaction? That's part of being a good outfielder, seeing the bat off the ball and getting there, and he did. He made it look very easy.
We've seen some of those reactions on the football field also, Pete, at cornerback for the Ironmen.
Right.
2 years running. First pitch to TJ Barr, who, as you said, has had quite a workout behind the plate today, is a ball. 11-2 your Ironman lead. Trying to close it out here in the 7th. That ball is fouled straight back into the net. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Athens players who are sitting right here in front of us, they've headed down the right field side. They're starting to warm up. There's a pitch high and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Athens will play Circleville to get the honor to hopefully play our Jackson Ironmen if they can convert 1 more out. That ball is fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Senior Gavin Jones. Pitch a little bit high, full count. He has worked a few full counts in this contest.
Right, a lot of them early in the game, first 3 or 4 innings. Hadn't really walked that many, just 2, I think.
That pitch is inside. That will be a walk for TJ Barr. That will bring up Isham Brown, the sophomore.
I believe it's going to be somebody else.
It is somebody else. It will be Tamarian Harris, a sophomore, another sophomore.
This is the Chillicothe coach getting a chance for some of these younger players to have some tournament experience, perhaps conceding the fact that the Ironmen are going to win this one.
That one fouled down the first base line. 1-1 is the count. 2 outs. Runner on first. The pitch to Marion Harris. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. That pitch is high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Sometimes that last out's the hardest to get.
Hey, Gavin trying to maybe overthrow it just a little bit there. A couple of those fastballs just sailed on him.
The 3-1 is hit to left field, high in the air. Bodie Wolford camps under it and makes the catch. And the Jackson Ironmen are victorious in a district semifinal contest against the Chillicothe Cavaliers, winning by a score of 11-2, and that lets them advance to a district championship in just a few hours away. That is tomorrow, right back at this same stadium, Bob Wren Field. And the Ironmen will face the winner of Circleville and Athens, who will play their contest shortly after this one in a doubleheader. Pete Wilson, very impressive win for the Ironmen, who found themselves down 2-0 after 1.5 innings of play, but they fight back and finally get to those Chillicothe pitchers by winning by a score of 11-2.
Right, very good comeback win for the Ironmen, and that's what it was. Remember, behind 2-0 right out of the chute, trailing 2-1 as late as the bottom of the 4th inning, but they won this with an exclamation point by scoring 10 runs in the final 3 innings. And of course, Gavin Jones was Gavin Jones after those 2 runs scored in the 1st inning. As a matter of fact, I don't believe he gave up another hit after that 1st inning. That's how good
he did
was.
not. He gave up 3 hits in the 1st inning along with a walk. Chile gets her 2 runs off that. Guess what? No hits after that. He did walk 2. One person got on by an error, but he just was in complete control of this victory from that 1st inning on. So it is Jackson headed to a district championship contest, facing the winner of Athens, who sat right in front of us. I think they were out of the rain, but it's been a long rainy day here at Athens. I don't think the rain's going to stop, so they're going to play a whole other complete game. Jackson, I don't know if they'll sit and watch that or get out of this weather, but they will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock to face the winner of the 2nd doubleheader bill here at Bob Wren Stadium. And that's exciting times, Pete. We will be back. Total Media will be back. And we'll bring that district championship to you tomorrow night at 4.
All right. Well, we'll take a break of, we'll say, 4 minutes. We'll come back and summarize this game in case, you didn't get to hear the whole thing or see the whole thing. We'll tell you how it happened, what the final totals were. And then, as always, we'll hear from Jackson coach Josh McGraw about his thoughts on this big 11-2 victory.
Home. It's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Jackson County Banking Center wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. Jackson County Banking Center, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Monroe's Frame and Collision. Our work says it all. For the best in repair. See the people who care. We make it easy to do, cause we care about you. Go with Monroe, we'll get you on the road. We make it oh so easy. Monroe's Frame and Collision. Our work says it all.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement that we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Ohio Valley Bank. Community first. Member FDIC.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Okay, we're back here at Bob Wren Stadium on the campus of Ohio University. This is where the Jackson Ironmen have just won a district semifinal game in Division III tournament against the Chillicothe Cavaliers. And we're joined now by victorious coach Josh McGraw. The Ironmen won 11-2. If you just look at the score, you're thinking this was easy, but I don't know. Maybe sweating a little bit in the middle of that one as the Ironmen trailed 2-1 as late as the fourth inning.
Yeah, we kind of got ourselves in a hole there in the first inning. Gave up a easy base hit on a bunt, and then another couple base hits in that inning with a couple walks. Kind of gave them a couple runs, and then kind of had to go fight from there. We did. I kind of expected, talk to our guys, don't stress about it. Get a run here, run there. We'll win this game in the fourth or fifth inning. Next, I kind of talked to him and said, we're not going to stress. We're not going to do anything different. You'll look up here in 3 or 4 more innings, and we won't be down 2. We'll be up 2, and that's kind of how it worked out. But that's testament to the boys. They went to the plate, did their job, made some good things happen.
All right, and of course, Gavin Jones shut out Chillicothe the first time, and in the first inning, the Cavaliers reaching for 3 hits. One of them was a bunt single.
Yeah.
But they get 3 hits and 2 runs. But after that, no hits and no runs.
Gavin was dealing after that.
Slammed the door.
He was in a tough spot. A lot of rain, wet balls. I don't think he threw a curveball for a strike in the first inning. He just couldn't find it. His curveball, slider, and changeup. He just couldn't get it, and so we had to kind of feed him fastballs, and they got a couple base hits out of that and a couple RBIs. But he ended up finding it and finding a way. It's tough to play in this. It's cool out there. It came down pretty hard, steady all game. We didn't have any sunshine and no dry weather. It was rain the whole time. But he's our leader on the mound. He's dominant, and we kind of expected him to turn it around, and he did. End up having a great day, big time. Also that home run wasn't bad either.
I wanted to ask about that. Coach, you're there on the third baseline. You're closer than we are, and we knew that he hit it high and hit it deep. Did you think it was going to go over that fence?
I knew it had a
330
chance.
Feet away?
Yeah, but playing on a college field, this is a big field. I knew he hit it well and got all of it. I knew he had a chance, but getting it over a big field and a big fence is a little more difficult, and it just kept going. And driving it through the rain, the ball was not carrying today. It's cold and it is rainy out there, and man, we needed that. He led us offensively and on the mound.
Right. There was one point, Coach, I'm sure you're very aware of it. Maybe the numbers weren't in your head, but you knew what the result was. Jackson was leaving runners on base. At one time, we had 9 base runners, 6 left on base, but only 1 run, and we were getting into the middle of the game. And I know that had to be a little frustrating because you're afraid that you might press, but then the gates really opened up. You got some key hits, and you took advantage of the Chillicothe pitchers, a succession of pitchers, 4 different pitchers.
Right.
The last 3 had trouble getting the ball over the plate.
Yeah, we kind of talked and just keep getting on base. Yeah, you're not always going to get that big hit, but if you inning after inning, you can find a way to get base runners. Good things are going to happen, and you know that. And they that's what they did. Whether it's a base hit or a walk or whatever, find a way to get to first base. And make something happen. And, we did, and finally, we kept getting on base and ended up having a big 4-run inning and then did it back-to-back.
All right. Did you see your guys at all just appear to be a little nervous at all about 2-1?
I kind of sensed it, and we talked about that. Don't get uptight. It's the bottom of the second inning. We just haven't played down a lot. We're not often down in games, and one thing we never want to play, not to lose. We're out there playing to win, and I sense that a little bit, and that's when we had a long conversation in between innings. It's the same game you've been playing since you were 8 years old. Just go out and do your job. Good things will happen. Don't stress about the score right now. We'll look up here in a few innings, and we'll be up a couple runs, and that's how it worked out.
Right, and you obviously the 11 runs are big. The 3-run homer by Gavin Jones, the Chillicothe walks were big. Gavin Jones not giving up a run or a hit after the first inning. But what might get lost in the shuffle is Gavin has 7 strikeouts, which was a lot, but a lot of times he might be in double digits. Your defense was perfect tonight.
Yeah, the defense was great. Infield played spectacular. Outfield played awesome. Our outfield, they often make a lot of balls look easy that aren't easy high school fly balls and line drives. That's a testament to them. They made a lot of balls look easy today, and our infield just swallowed balls up, especially the middle with Simons and Tucker, playing the ball well. That was a great day in the infield and the outfield.
Okay, the Chillicothe Cavaliers are certainly capable. They've won some big games this year, even though they brought in a losing record. You know that no matter who you play here tomorrow for the district championship, you're going to run into a pretty good team, either the Athens Bulldogs or the Circleville Tigers.
Yeah, exactly. These are both good ball clubs, and we're almost sit around here in the rain to find out who wins, Pete. But yeah, both good ball clubs. We're going to have our work cut out for us tomorrow. Got to show up ready to play, and I like our chances because today we hadn't played. And you only played 1 game in about the last week and a half, so getting a game back to back is going to help us. Had a few guys finding a rhythm at the plate today that may not have had a lot of base hits, but one game can help you find your rhythm and get you going. And I expect good things tomorrow.
Hey, we kept talking about the rain out there because it never really stopped. Maybe not heavy, but it never stopped. What were the conditions out on the field?
It wasn't great. Every ball, as soon as the ball rolled, it's wet, whether it's on the turf infield or the grass outfield. Every ball's soaked and you're finding your footing. But it wasn't just the rain. The wind's blowing pretty good, too. So it's kind of coming at your eyes a little bit as the hitter. I know I was down there coaching third base, and I had to basically find some paper towels to put in my back pockets because my glasses, I couldn't see after a while. So hitters are having the same trouble a little bit with the wind blowing in their eyes because it's blowing in from right. It wasn't great, but both teams had to play in the same conditions. So we just found a way to get it going.
All right. Well, don't know whether you want to give this away, but probably everybody that's followed the Ironmen and saw how well you have pitched with Gavin Jones and Tucker Williams. Will we see Tucker tomorrow?
Yeah, Tucker will be on the mound tomorrow. We warmed Bodie up today, but we didn't have to bring him in, which is good because he'll be in relief. Still got Wyan over there in relief also, but Tucker's going to get the start, and we expect big things out of him. He's had a great year. I think he's undefeated on the mound, and he'll keep rolling.
All right. Well, Coach, congratulations. You have taken another step in the tournament. You're now to the district championship game. Not much of a turnaround time. You come back tomorrow. Game time is 4 o'clock. We will be here to broadcast it and to stream it. We want to wish you best of luck and congratulations on number 25.
Thank you, Pete. Maybe it'll be a little better weather tomorrow. We get some fans here. So.
Well, we hope so.
I don't think I'd have sat out there today, but hopefully tomorrow. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Coach Josh McGraw talking about his Ironman's district semifinal victory over the Chillicothe Cavaliers, 11-2, Dan. And I tell you what, I asked Coach whether he was a little nervous or whatever. I'm guessing that it was getting a little stressful there in the middle of the game with the score 2-1. But the Ironmen do what they do. They took control of the game and ended up winning very easily.
One thing caught my attention, and it does make sense. Jackson hasn't played very many innings from behind this whole year. One of the teams that they were behind the whole time is the Athens Bulldogs, who have an opportunity to be their opponent tomorrow as they face Circleville. But think about that. Jackson doesn't play from behind when you're 25-1 very often. It's been such a spectacular season. But they did that today, and they did it with flying colors. Pete, looking forward to a district championship contest tomorrow.
Absolutely. The final totals, we didn't get a chance to get that because Coach McGraw hustled up here to talk to us. The Cavaliers, 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. I had them for no errors. The scoreboard had them for 1. Jackson, 11 runs. I had them for 10 hits. The scoreboard had 10, and as we said, no errors. Gavin Jones is your winning pitcher. He stays undefeated for the year. Ironman had, it's what we were referring to on the frustration when Jackson was behind 2-1. It wasn't that they never had the opportunities; they just couldn't get the runs in. Stranding 6 runners the first 3 innings, but the rest of the way scoring 9 runs while only stranding 4. So, bottom line, the Ironmen win 11-2 over the Cavaliers. Their 25th win of the season. Their 3rd over the Cavaliers, and we continue on against a very good team tomorrow, whether it is the Athens Bulldogs or the Circleville Tigers. Both teams with winning records, and Athens, of course, was the one team to beat Jackson earlier this season and not too long ago at Howler Field. So for Dan Morrow, for our technician Wyatt, who did an outstanding job there, for our sponsors who make it all possible, for our ownership, which makes it all possible, and for all you fans who take an interest in what we do, good evening, everybody. Once again, the Jackson Ironmen, the victors, 11-2 over the Chillicothe Cavaliers.
Thanks for watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.